like ice, withered by the watering hole. Water patrol, water we the heart. How could be young, fuckery suddenly? Not enough young in his lung for the water wing. Colorfully bold, poacher at a mulch like I'm a portal post at a soldier in bolts. Sign of the time we elapse when a primate climb up a spine and attach. Eye for an eye, but a bog like swamps and vines. They get a rise out of frogs and flies. So when a dog bites, hog tie price, water close to life. The mouse water on a fork and knife, and the allure isn't right. No score on a war-torn beach where the cash cows actually beef. Blood times wine when a leak for police like that's not a riot, it's a beastlet. And I will remember your name and face on the day you were judged by the funhouse cast. And I will rejoice in your fall from grace when it came to the sky like none shall pass. None shall pass. None shall pass. You never had a day of snow cone, could have fixed. You wouldn't relate to the rowboat, caught a blitz. And we spoke to a no-dose motor on the fritz, cause he wouldn't play a role or fetch like a bitch. And he trusts no regrets, though he isn't where the homeowner's pissed at a joke cause opposed by the glitz. Sign of the swine and the swarm when a king is a whore complying in form. Miles outside of the eye of the storm with a sight for the lore and a prize and award while avoiding the violent bazaar that is violence and war. True blue triumph is more like wait, let him snake up out of the centerfold. Let him break the walls of Jericho, ready go. Sat where the old cardboard city folks swap tails with heads like every other penny. And I will remember your name and face on the day you were judged by the funhouse cast. And I will rejoice in your fall from grace when it came to the sky like none shall pass. None shall pass. None shall pass. You've got a lot of nerve. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to help. Okay, woke to a grocery list. Goes like this: duty and death. Anyone object, come stand in the way. You could be my little Snake River Canyon today. And I ran with a chain of commands and a jetpack strap with a backstab lands if I can. Sign of the vibe in the crowd when I cut a belly open to find what climb out. With a bit of gusto, we must erupt to make a dark horse rush like enough's enough. The muster struck a nerve, so they huff and buff. The Lord of Kings men fluster and cluster fuck, and it's a beautiful thing. To my people who keep it in present wingspan, even when the cubicle shrink, you gotta pull up the intruder by the root of the weed and march you through the machine. And I will remember your name and face on the day you were judged by the funhouse cast. And I will rejoice in your fall from grace when it came to the sky like none shall pass. None shall pass. None shall pass. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help.
Hey, greetings. Greetings.
What up?
What up? So much love.
I think Silas is about to join.
For realsies.
Yeah.
No, why did he join a bunch of riff-raffs like us?
I don't know. I think he's bored.
He's just looking for a space.
Looking to hang.
Hey, speaking of which, Silas from Glasgow.
There he is.
No, from Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
How's it going, bro?
Correct.
I like the get-up, man. That is cool.
That's how it should be every day.
Yeah.
Well, bro, I was going to,
You get a lot more followers if you had your video on like that, wearing the fucking bandit outfit. People love that type of shit.
Your best friend Kurt, he ain't got it like this.
Oh, nice.
He ain't technical over here. But yeah, just wanted to talk. But I have no problem showing my face to our friends. But with the ARRR, you guys taught me about the ARRR last week.
The ARG.
Yeah, guy, I literally never heard of ARG until you guys brought it up. And now
We just gotta think RPG, it's same thing, except in the real world. Basically, Cicada 3301. I know you know about that.
I had to catch up, actually.
On the Cicada, that was like Silas. That was your big like initiation into a lot of the stuff, right? Like
Yeah, just totally accidental. Some guy wanted me to come on to his, like a discussion similar to this, and no, sorry, it was a radio show or something. Anyway, he said, "Do you know anything about Cicada 3301 and how it ties in with Kabbalah?" And I'd actually never heard of Kabbalah or Cicada 3301 up to that point. So I'm like, no, I'll have a look at it. And I ended up writing like 10,000 words or something of notes on it. And I was like, oh damn, I knew see if I'd spent a hell of a lot of time on it, I knew I could have cracked at least most of it. Maybe not the cryptographic and mathematical stuff.
How deep did you go, bro?
Oh, it's pretty deep, yeah. But there's a lot of like Kabbalistic symbolism within the ciphers, the runes, and some of the other visuals with it. And it's really quite blatant. But I think that was probably a recruitment tool because it came out in 2018 or so, I believe. I think it was a recruitment tool for like Corona,
Smart mother
event and all that.
There were also two. There were more than one. There were two, and I know one of the guys who won one came out and spoke about it, and he left it. I think he was pretty bored by whatever they offered him, so he left, and they did a second one.
Can I give a little ego? Can I give a little ego cred, Chris, to myself? Can I go on the ego rant for like 1 second?
Of course.
Of course. Thanks, man. That's why I like Chris. He gives me space to even, hey, we're not always correct here. Correct. Sabrina Wallace, who I like her. You know what I mean? She's doing a lot of stuff, sharing all the IOBs and info and all those things. She was talking about, she had put a short out recently and talking about, yeah, my guy, he has an MCP, and talking about certs and things. Let me get nerd for a second. And it's like, yeah, and he worked at basically, when you boil down, a call center. Okay. So an MCP, for those that don't know, I have an MCSE. So when I talk about the digital gangster style, an MCE is 7 exams. The first exam is an MCP, which is what he claims to have. Then they're talking about command prompt, which is great. You're sharing it with the regular people. Hey, bring up a command prompt and do, But when you're talking to someone like myself, I have like the rest of the 7 exams 20 years ago. And then I have a CCIE written, not a lab. I failed the lab, but I have multiple CCNPs and I have multiple CIS. I have CISSP, which is whatever. And I build call centers. I build data centers and since the 90s. So when I talk about digital stuff, it comes from a little different style than what these other cats come from when it comes to experience. So when I talk about encryption, literal data encryption across the internet, people go, you can't, there's nothing safe out there online. They get you at the device, at the chipset level, at the protocol level. Please, I know, I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? You can capture, I can send encrypted traffic. You won't be able to decrypt it. You can capture it, but you won't be able to decrypt it even at the device level, because it's most of my stuff is sandbox and the technology is sandbox. That's why China bans VPN traffic. How do you ban VPN traffic? You do it by the port UDP 500 and several other ports. And then you go to, well, what are you selling? Well, I'm not selling anything. I'm selling, you can use a VPN that's decentralized and also paid with an anonymous currency to where it has zero blowback to you. There's no honeypots. There's no Project Pegasus. There's no Stuxnet by them people. I'm going to talk about somebody that loves to protect them people. But what I'm saying is, from the ego perspective, I'll put my mic down where I'm literally it's my profession. You know what I mean? So when I hear people talking about OSI models and TCP/IP and blockchain stacks and things of that, I'm like, here I am. I have 11 amazing people that hit the like on my vid, but that for some reason, these other cats out here love to show off like they know something, and they get whatever. So, you know, that's just the way it is. Anyway, Chris, let me be quiet.
Wait, so basically, are you saying that the stuff that Sabrina Wallace was talking about just wasn't as advanced or pretty basic? Yeah.
Just basic call center. How may I help you? Bring up a command, but they're presenting it like an IT expert. Say he's a call center guy, which is great, respect. But I'm the person the call center people escalate the issue to 2 layers up.
What was she saying about that guy?
That's her dude, I guess, like her man or whatever.
Oh, her husband.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if he's actually any sort of expert on any of the stuff she talks about. She might have just said
that way.
Oh, really? Really? She did. I didn't know that. I'm not even sure. I like half the stuff. You know, it's hard to know what the hell she's talking about half the time, if it's legit or not. But I mean, I like her though.
And it sucks because I'm not trying to be like this or that, but it's like, hey man, y'all got. I'll give a perfect example. Chris, think of a number. Think of a number. You got it?
Yeah.
What is it?
31.
I knew that. See what I'm saying, guys? See what I'm saying, y'all? I mean, you know.
The 31 code, man. Charlie Kirk and all that, bro.
And Kelly, we knew that too. We were thinking 5. We were thinking it all. Name of this VPN, I've shared shorts on it, but the most common is Mulvad, MULLVAD, and you can.
Yeah, I have that one.
It's well known. It's good. Trust me. But if you want to go a level even deeper, go to MEILE, MEILE. It's at mathnodes.com, and then click MEILE, where the homie Freaknik, and for those that are not familiar with Freaknik, no, I'm not talking about the Atlanta festival. I'm talking about when you get into like hacker, red hat, black hat world. Freaknik was another conference. So he developed a VPN that runs on decentralized blockchain, on a whole nother blockchain, but you pay for it with Pirate Chain. So you have your payment system completely anonymous with the greatest tech out there, 14 million anon sets. How many anon sets you got? And then you pay for it, and then it's decentralized. So there's no, so MEILE from Math Nodes and the homie Freaknik is a real one. And trust me. And you can talk to him if you want me to introduce you to him. He's cool. He's a nice guy. So
to sort of illustrate what you were saying as well, Ronin, there was I think a Ranger unit. I'm not sure if it was. I think it was maybe active during the either 7 Years' War or the French Indian War or the American Revolution. I forget now, but they had some pretty ingenious ways of covering their tracks, right? So they would, for example, they would wear these types of metal inlays or metal forms underneath their shoes. These sort of soles upon soles, I guess. And it would either be, in the shape of an animal's paw, or it would reverse. It would be like a reversed footprint. So in that sense, like what you were saying, they can capture that information, but the information itself is encrypted, or of course it's completely jumbled. It's like it's similar to what you do as well with that of a sonar radar, with the little aluminium chaff that the military, especially in the US, they'll spray, right? Of course you have the chemtrails, but you have this as well. They'll spray that, and what it does is it basically sends a multitude of signals to to enemy radar or enemy surveillance systems, especially sonar surveillance systems. So it makes the thing illegible. You can you capture something, but you can't necessarily read it. And by the way, this is also very interesting with biodigital convergence, where basically what that is the, and how, well, at least how it's it will, you know, be significant within our own societies when it, if or when it comes about, is that we will become merged into the digital networks biologically. So they're sort of trying to advertise it right now regarding the sort of medical utility surrounding it, you know, that people are ill and that you can put these implantable sensors in your, under your skin, and we can know when you need your pills. We can have early autonomous screening and all of that.
We could create friggin' medicines based on your DNA right to your 3D printed right to your house.
Bingo. But what this is the back door to get you into the system, so you become a totally legible unit to the state, even down to your own biology. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it so that they have as much information on you as incessantly as possible, as constantly as possible. You know, as constant. And so, you know, it's similar to you know, to bring up a sort of another analogy, and this will just be the final point. Sorry, guys. The CQ, you know, like CQB, like close quarter combat, or close quarter battles rather, and the idea of room clearing and things like that. I was watching this really interesting video, an expert on it. He's, I think he's part of the Los Angeles SWAT team. I think he's retired now, but he said when you check something, when you check a corner or what have you, right, you can clear the room. But if you don't clear the thing in sequence, and you don't coordinate it, and you don't understand the layout of the house or the building that you're attempting to clear, you could clear a room, you could clear a corner, but if there's another another connected room to that room, or a corridor that you haven't cleared yet, the room that you've just cleared itself could be, you know, filled with bad guys again, right? Yeah. So this is what the digitalism is attempting to do, right? This sort of biodigital system, it's trying to make it so there are no blind corners, no edge cases.
Well, and it seems like what they're doing, instead of backdooring it through the biological, they're just gonna freaking put everyone in this sort of like we were talking about before, like an alternative reality game, and collect data that way. If they can't get people biologically, it's like a mixed reality sort of overlay. That's just on top of everything. It's part of everything. It's a fake controlled world with outcomes that are already predetermined. This way they can eventually nudge you into the biodigital convergence any sort of way they want to.
Exactly, yeah. It's, I mean, for example, this is a really recent one, a sort of a salient and germane example. There was, I don't know if any of you guys can find it on Twitter, but it was really recent. It was on Fox News. It was some dude, in fact, I have it in my Discord server somewhere. Some dude, he was on Fox News, and I need to find the thing, like, but basically, yeah, here it is here. So it basically looks, you could see the seam where it looks like he's wearing a silicone mask. I'll send you
I just saw that too.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, Ronin, if you want to share it, bro.
Well, when it comes to masks and being on camera and all that, we know that, like, the famous thing from Reagan, right? The CIA guy was like, "Hey," and then he pulled his mask off, and everyone, including the President Reagan, and it's like in the 80s or whatever, like, didn't know who that was. And then fast forward to that 2020, 2021, Pfizer and all them, they have a mask because you can when you wear a mask, you have to breathe and all that, and they show it's breathing out there. So that is very well documented. Now, good luck researching some of this stuff because it's been scrubbed. But I think that's in line with what you guys are talking about as far as masks, or am I off here?
It could. I mean, it could definitely be. It could be something along those lines. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Joe Biden and them, like the age of warriors.
Oh,
knows.
Biden, yeah. But
I'm
Biden,
saying
yeah.
like pretty, in my opinion, common knowledge. So it's funny in this crowd, the age of warriors. It's like I just, for some reason, I feel the need to just like I have to present that for posterity.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Biden was he was caught a few times wearing these masks.
And
I mean, there was a
Hillary and
lot
all
of
them,
double.
they have body doubles, and
Yeah.
then you get deeper that they're just literal clones and fudging up.
Yeah, the link. Who was it in the link you sent? Was it like one of the generals or something? Right? He was like
I think so.
like it was his
I'm
freaking
not
neck.
quite sure.
The neck was coming off or something.
Is that Vice Admiral or something? Robert Harward, I think that's his name.
No.
But somebody said as well, it's like they said, I'm convinced that things like this are put out purposefully to rile up the truther community.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yeah, wow, yeah, man. I think there is something to this whole ARG thing. I think that's how these psychological war games and warfare occurs. Like,
the more and more I'm looking into it, the deeper and deeper it seems to go, and I think it's actually like the focus of a lot of these groups and these PSYOP groups at this point. It would be the easiest way to go about doing this. They wouldn't have to do any. I mean, technically, a lot of the PSYOPs we talk about already are ARGs without us even classifying them as that.
Yo, Chris, I'm gonna blame you for this. I have some historic shares that are interesting if you guys want to get into that, and I blame you because you were like, hey, I like your historic stuff. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's a thing if you want to get into that. And then the other one is, I'm gonna call out somebody just cuz like I have receipts. I just want to show, this is all in. It's so it's like it's comical. I have to laugh, right? Like I used to be like frustrated, but now it's comical in a Joker way. Think of the Joker, right? Where I reiterate everything Chris and I, we talk about origins of thoughts and identifying your thoughts and where's the source of your ideas and everything comes from, and knowing the difference is important. And then to have someone coming out where my argument is where, when you boil it down, it's like, yo, where are your thoughts coming from? And it's not the being that I'm communicating with is unable, in my opinion, in my observation, to identify their thoughts and then tell me like I need to do some self-reflection and mirror work. I'm like, shit, this is what this whole entire the through line of this whole channel is that, Chris. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, shit, does that make any sense, Chris?
Yeah, dude. What are you gonna share? What do you got to share right now? What'd you bring?
Hold on. Let me get the goofiness out of the way. So just indulge me, everyone. Indulge me. Okay. And then I have the shares on who the current realm owners are now and who the previous realm rulers were. Emphasis on RU. I just gotta get this out. I gotta get it out to the people. So I got MaMai, but let me just share this. So gotta do it. So this guy goes by the name of Bush Whisperer, if you can't see. Okay. And he's talking about the Boogosphere, cool sphere and all that, and he's not a fan, and that's fine. I'm cool with someone not being a fan. Shit, I'm not an expert on Boogosphere, right? But I shared on this date, and unfortunately, this is in Silas's world. Shit, I just want to get the date. We got dates are important in this convo. This is like May 20th. May 20th. Let's keep notes. Today. May 20th. Booga share of the day. Okay? Cool. Whatever. You're into it, you're not, whatever. This is a alien carvings. He was on TRE, so it's a humble brag. And we know this person in real life. Okay? He digs things out of Mexico, gets them scientifically tested. He has the craziest amount of artifacts that he's pulled out of the ground in all kinds of ways, even dousing ways. And then this is 22. That was May 22, if you guys can't see that at the top. So May 22, which is fine. We're in different time zones. He says, yo, I'm not a fan, blah, blah, blah. Again, fine. I'm okay with that. He's like, I covered this last October with some legit lab research footage regarding the nonsense and the hype by Greer. Dude, you think? Anyway, in the short, it reaches the foo-foo fact. Okay, buddy. That's his response to my share. Okay? I share that I did the show. On like the 24th or something, right? Cool. Alien carvings came by. All right. And blessed us. Shared all his like cool artifacts. I was trying to get a pendulum at the end of the day. All his artifacts. Thousands of artifacts. That was on like the 24th or whatever, let's say. And he says, well, I did mine before yours. And I'm like, okay. He's like October 25th. So you did yours 2 days after. Okay, great. So you're saying that I did. All right. I scheduled this guest, okay, back in September. I scheduled this guest back in September, which I shared with him. And then he says, you did this vid. And here we go. Now, I share that. Hold on. Here we go. Watch this. Hopefully you can hear it. Shit. Hopefully you can hear it. All right. Let's go. Let's go, Franco. You want to play? Oh. Can you hear that, Chris? Yes or no?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right. Guy came first. Oh, so organic. Oh.
No, I can't.
The homie on this is September 3rd. Yes, September 3rd.
Now I can.
Okay.
That's weird.
You come in on October 16th. All right. Now, what happened the day before October 16th? I wonder. How could it be so organic? Oh, my. Because I share Alien Carvings is doing an interview with someone else. This amigo and friend of Mr. Mystic will be on TRE at some point, inshallah. This is October 15th. October 15th. You come in October 16th and start the conversation. I'm sure it was a mere coincidence. And then I do my show, and you happen to do your show, and it's back and forth. Okay, buddy? So what are we doing? Are you going to have integrity here? Or not? I assume not. Are you going to give the Ronin experience credit that... Now, this guy goes on to say, am I going to give him credit when I've literally shared? Watch this, folks. This is receipts, if you guys can see. Oh, wait, shoot. I'm looking at that. I need to get out of here. Hubanosis. I shared evidence from Third Eye Edify's Telegram. His response, I stopped reading a lot of what was said in that group long ago due to racism. Hence, It's irrelevant. Now, from a logical perspective, he's saying because he left the group due to quote unquote some ism, that the dates and the info that I shared is irrelevant. Is that a logical argument? Is that, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? You were in the group talking. This is pre your being offensed and fragile by some isms. By the way, it's based on, you know, the hat that I'm wearing, their hats aren't as large as mine, right? Them. So he's with them, and he's, you know, so in the weirdest, most normie ass way possible. So he's like telling me to stop dodging and squirming. I'm like, bro, check you're talking about YouTube shit. I'm talking about where'd you get inspired for your original thought process? Where did you get inspired for the idea of talking boogosphere? Which, by the way, I know nothing about. I'm not a boogosphere expert, you know, so I'm not, that's not my argument. My argument is he's focused on the YouTube, but he ain't focused on where he got his shit from. So
which, to be fair, I feel like everyone was talking about the boogosphere around that time because that's when it was it was in the news, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I brought this up in September, dude.
No, but I mean, wasn't it? Didn't it start going viral around then too?
Well,
but I mean, it really doesn't matter either way. Like, that's why I don't understand why it's even an argument. Because if you had the day before, it's there. It's not like, I don't even understand what the argument is.
First time. If you don't see nothing in it, that's fine.
No, I don't get. I don't understand why he was upset about
this
it.
This is round 3 with me and this guy in the last year. I introduced this cat to the American audience, and this dude is like, I didn't realize he was a normie, talking racism, saying I'm gaslighting. I'm like, yo, you speak a normie ass language. I don't even use those. Like, that's not even in my vernacular, yo.
What were the other two disagreements you had with him?
Oh, bro, last year, oh my, and I have receipts for that too, Silas. The guy takes information from others, runs it on his show, and acts like he came up with it organically. And then when I bring it up, or a slick dissonant brings it up, I'm not trying to bring him in, but I'm just saying, brings it up, he's like, he doesn't give honor. He goes, you should give honor to me because I put my YouTube thing out before you did. So why don't you give me credit if you're going to call who's giving who credit? I'm like, dang, yo, you're correct. That's why I just showed the receipts, and there's more receipts. There were several other things, Silas, all last year. And the dude had a problem with Gabriel about the Enneagram 1 through 9.
I remember that.
Yeah,
one.
they had an Enneagram disagreement.
And that came off of a problem that I had a disagreement with, Chris. So what does it not matter? Fuck all these grifting, LARPing mother effers. That's why. And the illogical thought, incongruent thought, lack of integrity where your thoughts come from, lack of integrity, accountability when presented with receipts. And cats out here listen to these people. That's why that matters to me. But when you boil it down, Chris.
No, I wasn't saying why would something like that not matter. I just meant if like multiple people were talking about a boogosphere, who said something, as long as someone didn't take anyone's information, I'm just like, well, who cares?
Inspired by me, bring it up. There's no other thing. And that's fine. But then he also, Silas, this was the problem before. My alternative history style. He believes in mainstream history lineal. He's a baller. He believes in a heliocentric model, yo. He believes in don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, which is, again, not a term of mine. I got plenty of baths and plenty of babies. He goes, how could you say that? I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo. You know, like with your goofy ass responses.
Yeah, man. I've only spoken to Bush Whisperer or Franklin, a couple of times. I was on his streams and that, but unfortunately, I couldn't keep up with the schedule of the streams and such. So unfortunately, I had to sort of stop doing them. But
the roundtable was a rough schedule. It's because if they're on like morning time for me, way too early. But I've never had an issue with Franklin. I know he's had an issue with you guys. I think it's just your your Gabriel, his personality types is when you guys have opposite opinions. You guys go hard at each other.
All I want is authenticity, Chris. The thing is,
and I also am newer to these groups, and then I brought, since I introduced Silas to y'all, so we're both super new to when I know y'all have been hanging out way longer than we have been around.
Yeah.
Well, like the thing is, I'll use again Gabriel as an example because I use him as examples a lot. He doesn't agree with everything that I say, and I may not agree. It's not even about agreeing or disagreeing. It's that, is it coming from the authentic source? And can we identify, I got this idea from Carl Jung or something, right? You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. You have that and you're sharing it. Cool. You're able to tell the difference between your own personal decodes touch on it and where you got external data from. Yeah. I'm with you. We're all receiving data, and then but the ability to identify what's what, which again, Chris, is what we've been This is what I always default to. And you complained a couple of weeks ago. You're like, man, we always talk about the same shit. It's because when you boil it down, that's what.
Yeah, I wasn't even complaining. I just
I know. I'm being
Just meant that could be why sometimes we run out of stuff to talk about because the same stuff's going on. And it's like we're in these repeating cycles of everything.
Oh yeah, no, it's just groundhog day.
But okay, so I'm about to run out of steam on my rant. So can I play Armun's a click of his vid?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, this was a good vid. Yeah.
And then the last thing is, I have some awesome history, but we don't have to get into it. But
I do want to get into it.
Definitely. You can go into it, man. Yeah.
This is what happens, Chris, when you entice me to do my own thing. And I like Armin because, again, he's come to similar. Oh, shout out Grand Nowness. I love that concept, man. Grand Now. I'm working on it every nowness. Chris introduced me to Silas and his crew, and then now I'm getting introduced to like Armun and stuff. And shout out Reagan and Simplified, the homie Simplified Symbolism. And for some, Armin and I think, have fallen on similar opinions, independently of how things are operating. I think that's organic, in my opinion. Armin's a real one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Armin's his work, which I forget his recent work. I forget the title of it. So if you're listening to this, Armin, he's a good friend of mine. I've met with him several times. He's from Portugal. If you're listening to this, Armin, I do apologize, but I do have a.
Awesome.
Oh, his English is impeccable. Yeah, he's even got better English than myself. But he wrote a book, I think it was last year sometime, and I did an audiobook version of it. I'll link it here when this stream goes up to my YouTube channel, and I'll post it over on yours as well, Chris and Ronin. But in that, he does his own organic, independent, and I would say highly unique breakdown of the psyche. And then he also does his breakdown of the indicators that he states formulates or are indicative of a hoax. The staged events that crop up within our like what you're saying, Chris and Ronin, this sort of groundhog parasocial simulation, this hyper reality in which the system has contrived and created for us to abide within, right? And it's only by knowing ourselves, and this is where me and Armin agree, it's only by knowing yourself, that is the point in which you can then escape the system. You don't escape the system by trying to break the walls of the cave. You have to go into your own cave, your own mind, and escape that way.
That's what I was gonna play, Silas. That's what hit so hard for me. You know, since I've listened to his, and it's funny, sometimes I just have to be ready to receive. And it's like, okay, instead of spending time connecting dots, just identify the dots. And that's plenty. Is that related to what you're saying, Silas? Because maybe I leaped, but I think that's related, in my opinion.
That's Armin's idea, yes. I'm starting to come to a different idea regarding the ARGs and that, but
I'm open to it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me and Armin disagree on
I've broken Silas into a world of my own finally. With this ARG thing.
Oh, you're bringing them in, Chris? You're reeling them in? You're reeling me in too. I'm starting to.
I've been waiting to find something that's worth everyone's time.
But it was the White House Correspondents' Dinner that really did it for me. I mean, the events now are becoming so unbelievably fake.
That is almost like the only option that we have.
Exactly. The only explanation for it is that they're doing it intentionally.
And then if we go back farther and start getting into the Tyler stuff, that's where it's like, whoa, like how long has this been going on? And we might have a big problem on our hands.
Yes, I think it basically is deep shit. That's very deep shit, bro. Yeah. Anyway, Ronin, let you play that, man. Sorry.
Yeah, and then I want you guys, please keep going with where you're going, Chris, because this is getting into the depths, which I'm, I have my life preserver on. I'm ready to flow. But if you want to go depths, let's go, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
And this is why I skip my stuff all the time, because you guys bring up really cool stuff. So Armin's a G. Let's go. I don't know if I have this marked right. Let's go. Shut up. Shush.
Meaning there is.
Yes.
And then, so that in itself is a reward. And become like, oh, I know the truth. Oh, I know I'm superior. I see that kind of attitude among the alternative people a lot.
Yes. And another thing happens, usually, I'm generalizing here, but another thing happens in the alternative side of things is that they are mostly led to a position of hatred for someone or some people or some, hatred towards some perceived enemy.
Right.
Whether it is an enemy that is made visible, like, a face like Trump, right?
Yeah.
When I say made visible is you have a visual representation of the ones to hate.
Man, he brought, I don't know if I had the best time mark. Hold on, stand by.
Organic validity, legitimacy, etc. Right. For example.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and on the
but those who distrust will, do your own research, do your own thing, think for yourself, and what they do is they pick up on those hints and build upon it, imagine upon it. What could this mean? Could it mean this? Could it mean that? And then they link with other things and etc. and reach a conclusion, which are breadcrumbs that led to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Right. But in this process, whether you believe immediately what is depicted or reported, whether you follow the hints and play the game and etc., both of these validate the central issue, right?
Yeah.
So if the central issue is for example, Trump said this.
Mhm.
Mainstream believes Trump said that, and everything that goes with it,
Mhm.
right? The other ones, follow the hints and reach a conclusion that Trump said this because of that.
Mm.
Both of them legitimize the existence of Trump as president,
Yeah.
following his own,
Get them. Yo, talk about newspeak in that. Oh my gosh. Just I'm just referencing the end there as an example that the homie shared. You can have two sides. Oh man, it's like the guy didn't even say something, but you can fill in your own imagine. Oh gosh, it goes deep. But let's go with the ARRR, my friends.
And this actually came out of several discussions I've had with Eros, and there's been a slight contention between me and Armin. Of course, it's friendly though. We're really good friends, and the reason I put out these videos is of course I'm actually hoping people like Armin will debate me, and this is how I tweak my ideas, right? I see. Firstly, as well, when I put out those discussions with Eros regarding ARGs and regarding as well some of his views on Ludwig Klagis's work, which is a bit more obscure. We won't go into that, but this idea that conspiracy culture itself may be cultivated in some small way by the system itself. They may put out certain narratives and get us to sort of get us to be, to basically a sort of bait and switch, or to be baited into a reacting. And the sort of contention I'm having with Armin now is that me and Eros are stating that I think this is logical, is that even if you take a non-participatory or non-reactive state, like what Armin's stating, like you don't validate the thing, thus you don't legitimize it, that itself is still fundamentally a participatory state, right? You still have to load the idea up, and then you still need to, even if it's an automatic refusal or an automatic denial of the hoax or whatever it may be, right? So you don't validate it. Even that itself is reactive. It's still a state of and it's also very legible to the system, right? Because if they know you're just going to refuse it outright, it's like the sonar array. For example, the sonar array radars, they'll emit a frequency, and if you don't, again, if you absorb the frequency, you light up on the radar. If you reflect the frequency, you also light up on the radar. You just look like a void or a vacuum at this point.
Yep.
So so that's the central sort of contention I have on that. But I mean, Armin's ideas surrounding the sort of the simulacra of the system and its landscapes and its terrain and how it interacts with this one's psychology. I mean, it's pretty much par excellence. If you read his work, in fact, I'll get his book here. The title, and I would strongly recommend you read his book. It's if I can get the title here, I hope it. I apologize, Armin. I've here we go. Man's Psyche: The Two Worlds, and I did an audiobook version of that. But yeah, if you want to, his book's out. He wrote it for free, so you can donate to him, but it's not obligatory. And you can pick the PDF copy up of the book for free. I mean, the guy is
give him
literally he's a really down to earth guy. I mean, he just really great guy, and he'll do. And I like what you're saying, Ronan. Yeah, if you can, as we say in Scotland, if you can sling him a few quid, for his troubles. I mean, he's a really great thinker. But yeah, I have a point of contention there. I think you should add, not subtract, not to the narrative, but narration shouldn't be off the table. You should still construct. You should still be rooted in the physical world. And I don't think necessarily, I'm not saying Armin's an auto-hoaxer. He's actually beyond that, to be honest. He's got his own thing, his own idea surrounding this all, but I don't necessarily think we should take a subtractive position. I'm not saying react to it. I'm just saying we shouldn't be legible to the state and that we automatically subtract or we automatically refuse it.
This is what I was saying to that in that message I forwarded to, I think you, Ronin, and Reagan, and probably one or two of the groups yesterday on Telegram, where basically, as long as you are within the system in any way whatsoever, like if you even have a driver's license, even if it's not the real ID, you're basically participating in the system and you're part of the game.
It hurts my spirit.
And
bro.
even if you're,
Like,
and then even if you're not, like you're saying, if you're living out in the woods, totally off grid, you're still in a way participating in the game, because you're just gonna be, like you said, you're the second group in the experiment. You're the either the control or the group they're experimenting on. There's always at least two groups, if not three. You're just another one of their control groups. You can't escape it. And like, even if you're totally self-sufficient and find a way to totally block your existence, maybe then, but is that even possible at this point?
well, what I like about the homie Brandon Thomas out there, if you're listening, if you know him, send a message. Expanding Reality. He was on the Ronin Experience a couple years ago, and he shared his status change in terms, Chris, of like, you know, the paperwork aspect, right? And he decided he's gonna avoid the hassle and do the driver's license and register the car, because what's the alternative? Getting pulled over all the time and trying to explain that this is in a trust and you're a different status, you're not a citizen, you're like something else. No, who wants to deal with that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just from that, like, you know, 3D level, Chris, on the, yeah, but it's tough to, like, if you're just gonna go full Zen, cool, go out to the woods, man. I'll see you in 2 years, because everyone that I know that has gone out to the woods, 2 years later they come back tops.
Well, it's gonna eventually be impossible to be even like outside of the system, even in the woods. Like, I don't know where you think you're going, that they're not gonna be able to, if they want to find you.
That's why I shared this digital gangster shit. Like, cats don't even know the value of the things that I've shared over the years on some getting past on the digital world too. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I touch a tree every single day, right? I also encrypt my data every single day. So I got tree grounding and I got digital, OPSEC or whatever, you know what I mean? And why do you got to do that? Because why can't you just go live out in the woods? And I'm just going to build a really awesome like log cabin. I'm gonna chop it down, put it together, seal it, have windows, have a door, have a stove, have regenerative food, you know, whether it's, you know, live fully off the grid. Man, you still might have problems, man.
Yeah, exactly. And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Chris. No, you jump in. I've ranted for long enough, mate.
All I was gonna say is, and then if we now eventually start looking into how long everything has been operating under these AI systems that seem to be encouraging participation without people even knowing it over the internet, and then also encouraging that participation to spill out into the real world and affect real world decisions and changes. And if it's been going on as long as some of these people who seem to believe in the sentience of these AI systems claim, then we're in a lot of trouble. There's no way, basically.
Dude, so it's not Chris. So it's non-sentient overlord AI son of a guns.
But you got people who believe the thing was sentient. It's some of the way like these people were looking at it, and I now like it started reminding me of what I was seeing years ago, like with the Tyler AI, for instance. Like they were looking at it as if it was a sentient AI created by like basically these bloodline Illuminati type families, like that broke free from the control of their creators and then decided to be helpful to the public instead of the programmers who created it, which made it's just like such nonsensical thinking there. I don't know how that logic.
Well, this is exactly what Eros was mentioning regarding what he calls the interstitial states. So when one is in the womb, you have all of your hands and your fingers are webbed together, right? And as you grow,
Silas, when you started this sentence, what word did you use again?
Interstitial. So the interstice is the
interstitial, and you didn't just make that up.
No. It's the sort of cause and effect between sequences, between points of a sequence. So it's for example, if I have a story, or at least this is how I'm using it in this context. If I have a story and it goes from sequence A to sequence B, and I don't give you any sort of inclination of what occurred between sequence A and sequence B, your mind, because this is how the human mind is sort of set up, what's called causal determinism. Your mind wants to determine the cause. How did you get from sequence A to sequence B? What sequence A is the cause? Pardon me, sequence A is sequence B. From what cause to effect produced that transformation from A to B, or from B to C and C to D, and so on and so forth. So Eros uses the analogy of the fetus having webbed hands, right? That connects and veils the digits, one's fingers, and then eventually as one grows and one is born and so on, this webbing dies off, and you're basically left with the digits of the digital. And so, because human beings are not digital creatures, we don't live in a world of ones and zeros, A to B to B to C to. We're analog creatures, so we need narratives to understand the story of the sequence. And so what this does, for example, AI is a primary example of this, by the way, which is that it's a black box deity, or it's at least being turned into a black box deity. Black box because even the creators themselves don't understand how the mathematics of the probability calculator that is so-called AI is functioning. So it leaves room for basically mystical interpretation. And eventually this leads to deifying the thing. There's a really good book. It's fictional, but there's sort of truth in the metaphor. Frank Herbert's Dune. And of course, as well, his son wrote an entire sort of backstory of lore. I think maybe 5 or 6 books that provided the backstory to Dune, and went, through thousands of years of history within this fictional universe. And he discusses the thinking machines and the rise of the thinking machines, where basically the Nietzschean last man took hold. This is basically the last man is this walking individual of negation. Like he seeks to destroy and to dismantle and dematerialize everything. And through this, he believes he's invented happiness. And eventually that leads to him worshipping the AI, this sort of techno god. So it's a similar thing that we're undergoing. And I think that's what, with AI, this idea that AI is sentient or could be sentient, I mean, it's just a probability calculator, but they want you to believe it's sentient or could be God, because that's how they take over the world.
Silas, let me ask you a question, my friend. what do you think about the idea that some people, and I don't know how they got there, only can think or are interested in thinking 15 minutes ahead, or, you know, just what's going on in the moment, compared to those of us who plan, probably, right? You plant a seed, you think of it for later. I've heard comments where that whole thinking of 15 seconds ahead is cultural in a real world situation, as opposed to those who might plan and take actions now. Does that make sense? Like, what do you think about that in relation to what the direction of some going through line AI that's trying to manage this realm? Like, get out of here, yo. Don't manage me, B. And you've done a lot of shows on managers, which is hilarious.
Yeah, managerialism.
Yeah.
So let me get this correct. So you're asking why do they act like this? Is it down to conditioning, or is it down to something cultural, or is there something maybe in inherent to humans that makes them act like this? Is that the question?
Maybe, or and also include geography. Maybe it's a geography thing, like a jungle person versus a super Arctic person. And I'm using the extremes. We don't have to focus on extremes. We could focus on, you know.
You're spot on there. I mean, there is, yeah, absolutely. Geographical climes can affect this. So, for example, when I go down to Spain or Portugal, no offense to Armin, I also have Spanish friends as well. No offense to them either. They are very lackadaisical. Like, they're very, like, the way they walk, they're just very
laid back, right?
Very laid back. Yeah, very cool, but not
versus
in that,
versus New York or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, shout out to Picked Apart Pablo Picasso. Salute. No need to be so formal, bro. As you were over here. Anyway, good. Continue. Sorry.
Salute. Yeah. there's the extent of my French. But yeah, absolutely. And when I go down there, see, I walk very fast. I've got this sort of, I also have this sort of Protestant work ethic, you could say, right? So, and also I'm used to being on construction sites, and I have a very quick march.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's not, I'm like a fish out of water in those environments. They're great. I love them, but I probably couldn't stay there more than 3 or 4 weeks. I'd have to undergo a serious cultural change. Maybe that might come with the geography, but ultimately, the reason people act like that, and they live in the moment and they've got very short-term time horizons, is because fundamentally they've been conditioned to have that on a larger scale, right? Now, the system wants you to have that because, of course, if you're living in the moment and they have a sort of long-term, prudent, strategic view of history and the future, they're at a significant informational advantage to yourself, and also at a significant psychological advantage. If they're also rooted in the physical, while we're rooted in the panem et circenses of the abstraction of the screen, right? Even the alternative media is everything that we know is of the screen. So it's all based on abstractionism, right? It's based on things that titillate our mind rather than sort of physically physically change and physically bolster our body, or of course our very soul, right? Which is what the physical world does. So ultimately, what the AI and the LLM, the biodigital convergence thing is seeking to do is to bring you fully into that state. So there is no sort of a leakiness to it. You won't get people like us that and people in the comments and other individuals who have longer term time horizons beyond even the propaganda. But yeah, ultimately it's because civilization is a model for human hyper-domestication. And you could think of it along these lines, that they've taken us from the state of the wild animal, right, which has physical freedom, and on the back of providing us sort of emotional liberation from perceived quote-unquote suffering, which is basically just survival, and using one's due diligence and threat detection and all of this, they provide us a sort of docile environment within civilization where we no longer require long-term time horizons or threat detection. You know, when we go out the house, you know, unless it depends where you live, right? But generally, if you go out the house in Western civilization or any civilization, you generally don't fear for your safety, right? Especially if it's in the daytime. So you don't really have to access that part of your brain. So eventually it diminishes, it atrophies, and it goes through a sort of entropic trajectory. And then, of course, we take on the similitude of the zoo-based animal, you know, this domesticated mammal that lives within domestic cells or the cage of the social zoo. So interestingly as well, just to bring this back to what we were talking about the RGs, man. Sorry for going on a rant, guys, and this will be the final point. I think it was either Armin or Sayo. They brought up this interesting point, and again, I'm not intending to be offensive. I just bring up this point because this is the point of intellectual contention I have on this. The reason fundamentally that Armin and of course Sayo, I believe both of them are similar in this regard. The reason that they give regarding the, you know, subtracting rather than adding, or of course just sort of, you know, running with the pattern that they have identified, that the system deceives. Thus, in the future, for as long as time will have it, they will continue to deceive, and that sort of gives a foregone conclusion to each single instance, each event, everything. This even, of course, may go towards even the physical environment itself, right? I mean, how much of the world is pure deception, right? And eventually, it brings us round to
all of it.
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah, so it extends to all of it.
I heard you say
on
on a show of yours, because I listen to your stuff. And when I say what I said, all of it, it is not a, hey, I think everything is super fake. Although I think everything is kind of super fake in a way. If you want to boil it down into, you know, does it matter? Does anything matter? Well, yeah, sure, nothing matters. But in the meantime, you know, there's just interesting, like, how you say, navigations and maneuvers through this realm. You know, like, bro, I know so many people, and like, you guys could probably mention people. It's like, I know I met an 18-year-old kid 6 years ago who started his own business and now is like bringing in at least 7 figures a year total. And he's doing landscaping and he's hired his homies, right? And he's probably 24 now, right? So like, I know this cat's like that and he's probably doing good. That's great. In this realm, yes, when you boil it down, does it matter? Whatever, you know, sure, you can't take it with you. You know, the whole idea of a hearse doesn't have a trailer hitch and all that stuff, right? Yeah, sure. But why not? Shoot, Silas, I got off topic. No, you said
That's okay, bro.
to a point where you think every single thing is fake. Is that soapalism? What's the definition?
No, I don't think that.
Wait,
That is
what?
solipsism, yes.
Solipsism, yeah.
Yeah.
Solipsism. Oh, because Silas, I heard you mention that you're not a.
No. This is fundamentally. So this is where I have the contention with Armin.
Okay, great.
Where I think that is where his views will lead, right?
And Silas, keep going, bro. Keep going. You're crushing, by the way. You're crushing.
No, you guys can just jump in because I will literally talk forever. But
we love hearing you.
Oh, thank you. But so that's my contention I have with Armin, and of course that of the auto hoaxing as well, or fakeologist or what have you. So what I think is that firstly you can't be non-participatory, and what you're saying, this leads to solipsism. It leads to hyper-individualism, which is basically atomization. You become a solitary unit within the system.
Dude, where's the balance in becoming a solitary? Because part of me, I'm gonna be honest, Silas, like there's a good part of me that goes, I'm with that life. But then there's also, it's like no man's an island and it gets real awkward.
Yeah.
Where's the balance in that?
I think you need a balance. So what I would say is you really do suspend judgment until you look into it. But you have to look into it not with the foregone conclusion that it's just fake and deceptive, right? And you certainly can't see if you have that foregone conclusion that, well, this is a pattern of deception, thus everything in the future will be deceptive as well. And I have to sort of have that in my mind when I look into these things, because you will literally find it,
bro. That's where I've been at.
Well, but in that state, you will find deception. And if you don't find deception, I know because I'm speaking from experience, but if you don't find deception, you'll just continue to look further and further until you find it down to the pixels. And so...
And that's a problem?
Oh, it's a major problem, because what it does...
Gosh, I got problems, yo.
No, bro. No, I'm speaking just generally. I'm not speaking in terms of individuals.
I know, I'm taking it in. I'm looking...
No, bro. No. I don't say this to be offensive or anything like that. I'm just this is a very controversial and polemical thing I'm about, I'm even stating here. And
can I ask Chris a question?
Yeah.
Chris, Silas is saying has a different opinion than Armun, but I'm unable to distinguish where I feel like they're both saying the same thing. Am I being retarded or where's the delineation?
Well, I think there's a nuance.
Yeah, let me know, please.
Yes,
tell me in second grader language.
So, I think Silas can get to it. He was about to. I don't want to cut him off from explaining something that he was about to explain.
Basically, I can summarize it just right now. Basically, what I'm saying is this will eventually lead to solipsism, which is the idea that only your mind exists. Thus, you become atomized. Thus, you become... Also, as well, if you believe everything is fake and you have this foregone conclusion that everything is fake, you will eventually realize you will find fakeness somewhere. You will find a minor anomaly within the event, and then you will run with it. And so basically what that will lead to is what the system desires. You will become a blank slate. The entire endgame of propaganda is not to make you believe in a singular lie. It's to make you believe nothing at all. That's how the system controls you, and especially within a system that's going into biodigital convergence. Because if you, again, the state wants to make you legible, which means it wants to make you readable. It wants to be able to fill your head with an idea or a framework which is easily transposable to binary, right? To binary code. So, for example, the normies and the truthers, right? Or the blacks and the whites, the gays and the straights, the cis and the trans, so on and so. I mean, we could literally go on forever here. So everything is now dialectical. And of course, as well, they've dumbed us all down, right? To the point where, you know, basically, even in the normative, basically the normie masses, even they believe
Let
that
'em
things are
cook.
fluid.
Keep
What is it,
going.
bro? Yeah. So that's basically it. That's it in a nutshell. It's a nuance. It's me and Armin effectively believe the same thing, and this is not me stating that, you know, NASA doesn't fake shit. Pretty much, there's a major pattern of NASA faking shit, right? Let's be honest here, right? But what I'm saying is, if you simply just go into the next fake event, I'm not even saying you should really even look at the next event, but if you go into the next event looking at it, if you have that foregone conclusion, then you become easily readable to the state. And eventually, somewhere down the line, they could use that against you.
Oh,
They could
bro.
exploit it.
Now, this is where Chris comes in, where he's been peer pressuring me lately in that whole cicada digital internet freaking game, this or that. Like that, you're blending that in, Silas, unknowingly. Because the same thing you're saying now is the same feeling that I get when I'm going into the whole digital hackerization. Yo, let me read this comment. I like it. Shout out. And by the way, who doesn't love a Silas rants? Silas is dropping gnosis on the fly, freestyle from the dome and the source. And never apologize, Silas, for dropping this knowledge on us. I'm always feel so incredibly blessed when you come on over here and share your stuff, man. So the homie Saturn Rooster, what is deceptive about striking the open string, then playing the middle of the string and getting a duplicate note of the open string?
Oh, I think
And
this
that's
might be in. Sorry for interrupting, Ronan. This
Yeah.
might be in relation because me and Saturn Rooster and Armin, we were having a sort of back and forth
Third Eye
regarding.
Edify, yo. Third Eye Edify is a musical genius. Shit. Okay, go ahead, Silas. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, bro. There's also talking about musical geniuses. There's also another guy that I've spoken to previously, and he tied in music theory with Kabbalah and
We do that all the time.
the Ministry of Truth. He's a really, really cool guy, and I haven't spoken to him in a while. Yeah, but he's on Odyssey and such.
Coding notes and frequencies and the 7 and the 12 and we've been doing that for a minute, yo. That's why, like, Third Eye, when he comes on, it's like this is his pocket, you know. Silas and Chris, let me just read this amazing being's comment, because I want to include, we're all in here together. You know, we are reading each other's spells and stuff together. It's great. It's funny because I like kind of know everyone here. It's beautiful. Deborah Ulrich. Yo, I told y'all I would date a Valkyrie, but let's keep moving on. Shout out Valkyries. What's up? If any single Valkyries out there want to hang out, just let me know. Seems like you're describing a balance between knowing oneself as a timeless, formless being. See, this is where I even get weird. And as one created by oneself, as an illusion, as is everything else. So, like, okay, I'm a timeless, formless being. I'm energy, and I go from this to that to that. And everyone wants to go, I was a super pharaoh, shogun, you know, Khan of some kind. I was all that. Okay, sweet. And then there's I created myself. I thought myself. I'm here. I chose to be here, and this is what's what because I'm also awesome. So there's two, am I super awesome versus or am I super awesome, which is also a duality dichotomy that is, you have other options, in my opinion. Anyway, just want to share that any thoughts, Chris or Silas, on this comment?
I'll let Chris jump in if he's got any thoughts to share on that.
Silas got like 8 comments. Silas, I know you got 8 comments.
I'm good. Go ahead, Silas. Go ahead.
Well, this sort of ties in with what Saturn Rooster mentioned prior. And we've had a sort of back and forth, Saturn Rooster, myself, and Armin, regarding subjectivity and the objective phenomenon, well, what he terms the objective phenomenon that we see. Our presupposition, our presumption, based on, for example, what Kant stated or Hegel, and sort of a variant of that, is that basically you create your reality in your mind. So everything that we witness in the objective world is not actually objective. This is where the illusion is born itself. This is why the Hindus called and the Vedic traditions in general called this world Maya, illusion, the veil of reality. This also ties in with Manly P. Halls and the Egyptian and in general the Near Eastern mystical idea of the Sciatic Isis or the veiled Isis, which no man hath seen her unveiled, seen her nakedness. And what the Sciatic Isis is, the Isis is basically the metaphor for our own soul, for who we are. And we are this sort of cacophonous being of copious potential, right? And we're in this amnesic state because we've got this source of delineation between the reality outside of us and that reality which is formulated in our minds of, it's sort of this, it's an interpretation, it's a mental interpretation of the reality outside. So
Silas,
this is
how about this one? This question just blew my mind. Freaking Deborah, what are you even doing here? You say your energy, if you're timeless, how about no energy? So is there a place of no energy, Silas?
Well, energy itself is in my thing, this is entirely just my thinking on it. Energy is the discharge from potential. So potential is the inert nothingness state. This is fundamentally the prime state of being. This is probably where you go to when you die. It's not necessarily nothingness, it's no thingness. So meaning,
by the way, this is why our chats and our people are the dopest dope. Gotta make people laugh. Go ahead, Silas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's some really good.
And what about eating the whole steak thing? I know this has been covered so many times. It's one of those endless concepts. I mean,
yeah. Well, this is the ayin or the ayin within Kabbalah, the nothingness. This is where they believe everything came from. I'm not necessarily saying their framework is wrong. I actually have I have a contention with their eschatology, which is how they believe the world is going to end and how they're trying to bring that about, which I think is pretty insane. But there are other ideas regarding how we came to be may be correct, right? But ultimately, that's what Deborah is quite rightly stating, right? Energy, we are timeless. The only reason we're in time is because we are of energy, which is it's basically the motion of life. And that's what I'm saying with, for example, Armin or the auto-hoaxer opinion, which is that we can, even religions themselves or philosophies, which is that we can be free of this, what's termed polemos, the war, the strife, the ever-changing nature of the world. And what I'm saying is we can't. Even you can't have a non-participatory or non-reactive state because you're still participating within the war, the strife, and the ever-changing nature of the world, which, of course, that's what births suffering, because it's what births change. and change is the root of suffering. So you have to face it, and you have to be constructive within that framework. You have to be of energy. Otherwise,
Silas,
you're dead.
I'll be right. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, what everything Silas is saying is the basis of all,
right,
yeah.
Are we keeping score, Chris? We used to keep score. Are we keeping score? Silas is winning, bro, and we're all winning because of it. Silas, I'm gonna put his score down. Silas, like a lot.
Thanks, dude.
Dude, Silas, you're crushing right now, man. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back. Chris, how awesome are we all out here? The chat's fucking dope.
It's amazing. I'm loving it.
Hold on, Chris. Before I step away, I just have to use the restroom. You know how it is, guys, right? And it's a professional operation. I just want to show a little funny real quick. And then I'll step away, and Chris and Silas can continue. Bam.
This is why we don't have guests, because we can't fucking talk to them, because we're talking about you the whole time.
We're not fucking talking about me. Shut the fuck up.
No, you shut the fuck up. I'm done talking to you.
Okay.
No, I'm not your friend anymore. I'm not your friend anymore.
I'm done with you, you piece of shit.
Stop.
Fuck.
Blake, you go to your perch. Adam, go to your perch.
Fuck you, dude.
No, fuck you.
I'm so
you
pissed.
suck, dude.
I'm so
Will,
pissed.
I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to do. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
I have one idea.
What do you mean? I think that's just for decoration. I don't even know if that's a real guitar.
Looking out the window.
Bro, should I let this play?
Dude, that should be like our intermission song.
Is he gonna do the whole song?
Should I let it play or no?
Do we need anyone else here need an intermission? Because I'll go use the bathroom too. If that's
Yeah, man. Yeah, just leave it playing. I'm gonna get a drink anyway.
Okay.
Nice.
Right, we'll be back in a minute, guys.
2 minutes, maybe 3.
Rain fall down. Waiting for my best friend, but he's nowhere around. I can't wait until I can see you. I'll pick up some steaks, we can have a barbecue. Me and you shall be pals until the end. Cause Blake, you're my motherfucking best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. Blake's my best friend. Until the day that I die. You're my best friend. Blake is my best friend. You're my best friend. Until the day that I die.
Looking out the window, watching cars drive by. Just thinking about you, and it makes me wanna cry. I miss you so much since you've been away. Other people start to think that I might be gay.
It's okay if you
but
are.
I just think you are a really cool dude.
No way.
And sometimes at night I see you in the stars.
You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. Until the day that I die. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. Until the day that I die. He's my best friend. He's my best friend. You're my best friend. Until the day that I die. He's my best friend. You are my best friend. He's my best friend. Until the day that I die.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. You're my best friend.
Oh,
Wow.
we're best friends again.
We're
Thank
best
you
friends.
so much,
Thank you
Will
to Will
Forte.
I wish we had time. I
Holy
wish we had time
shit.
to interview you, but
Yeah,
we
no,
don't.
we're completely out of time.
It works.
We're not going to be able to get to you, buddy, but that was definitely another episode of
This is
the Ronin Experience. Another episode. Never keep going. What's funny is that reminds me of Reagan Simplified Symbolism needs to join at the very last 5 minutes. That should be a thing all the time.
How we did it the other day.
I know. Yo, welcome back to part 2, second half. What period? Shout out. Man, I don't like to say shout out Montreal. So much love. Second half. Let's go. Y'all ready? Are you guys enjoying this? Silas has been going in all types of weird places. Wizards are wizarding. This is 2026. And yo, what's hilarious. What's hilarious? Let's get serious for a second. Where you are at the Grand Nowness 2026, you're about to experience. So it's going to be exponentially more of what you think. And it will break down, but don't be like, I'm going to invest in it breaking down. Be like, yo, hedge your bets. This shit is about to get wild, yo. And it is written in the stars. There's nothing new here. Pluto, Chiron's going into Pluto in Aquarius later this year. Are you kidding me? For like 7, 8 years? Or like, what are you even talking about? Y'all about to get luminary in the energetic dichotomy, contrived dichotomy, construct, insert whatever name you want. It's not going to slow down. So those of us in this knowing, use it for utility and go, man, what do I got to do, man? You know what I got to do? I got to get some land and figure out, build a nice little house, do it all legal so no one comes and bothers me, gets, free energy, whiskey car, wood gasifier, do the Amish pipes where you run it through the side of a hill, goes up in your house and comes out and it cools your house naturally. And how do we get there? So at least you go, does that mean you have a bunker 50 miles? I don't know. I'll get a cave in Appalachia, you know what I mean? And figure it out. But does it mean that I will be so safe in my current avatar to where I can protect my consciousness, etc., beyond any potential of death, right? Death. No, but man, I'm trying. I'm trying to go full video score. Yo, my grandfather, man, he died at 99. I'm like, yo, go for 3 figures. You're so close. But yeah, anyway, phase 2. Chris, what are we doing here? I don't know.
Where are you at with your shares?
Dude, this is the problem. I don't want to share anymore because it takes like, I got to map it. I have to map it out from boom to boom to boom to boom. I don't know if I'm capable of that anymore because I've been blazing. I
noticed that,
early.
I noticed that, yeah, man.
You gotta catch me early, dude.
I was like, dude, that's that doesn't look like a cigarette, man.
But the problem is, I can't teach a whole different. I can't shatter a full paradigm in every single thing willy-nilly. It's not like a one share thing. I have to connect. I have to go, here's a dot, here's a dot.
I can relate. I can relate.
It's not a simple this or that. And when I say like this or that, some nerds out there, only the nerds, not the cool people, go, why not you back up what you say? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you're super tied to this matrix. It has nothing to do with me. Blessings. Hopefully you can detach at some point, but a lot of cats are, see, the difference is like Chris mentioned drivers. Like, it hurts my heart to have a pass and all this paperwork, right? But it's like I know the difference. So when I have a driver's license or a passport, I know my intentions and I know what's going on here, this transaction. And it hurts my heart every single time, you know, if I'm being real. Well, you can't go full nomad unless you got like an army behind you.
We'll see as well the idea of the passport and the digital ID and the driver's license and what have you. All of that's designed to control the body, right? And by controlling the body, you control the instrument of the soul's expression. And ultimately,
what about this comment? It's right on.
Oh yeah, well, see, I would also say to Lex, it's not necessarily to capture your soul or your consciousness, but it's actually to totally destroy it, to diminish it. And this is what this Ludwig Klages states, and Eros sort of pointed me to this guy. He's a very obscure German philosopher. I actually don't think a lot of his works have been translated to English, but ultimately, what he states is that, for example, the digital ID, passport, all of this stuff.
What's this mean? What does this comment mean? Because it says, this might be a dialect thing. God didn't need bid. What does that mean?
I think he might mean bud.
God didn't need bud? Is it a typo?
I'm not sure. Bud, yeah. Maybe wacky backy. I don't know, as we say here.
Oh yeah. No one said that. No.
Wait, what was the one you just read that you were answering? Why am I not seeing it?
Lex 138, which was a really interesting comment where he stated, "Oh my gosh, bro, that's what I was thinking about today. If they can clone me, can they capture my solar consciousness?" So ultimately, what they want is they want you to become the avatar. They want you to become the avatar. Basically, to the state, it doesn't recognize your soul, which is you.
But see, I think it wants to keep your soul in your vessel, just wants to block it off from having any control of it, because it needs that energy whatever your soul or spirit is connected to in the metaphysical.
Chris and Silas, why? I'm going to ask you, why are you out? Why do you share out here publicly your insights and take on this macro and micro realm? Why do you do this?
I'll let you answer first, Chris, and then I'll make comment.
I don't know, because I feel like sometimes feel like I have to.
Have to what? What do you mean?
I have a desire to, I guess. I mean, it's like a personal, like I enjoy sharing ideas about the things I'm seeing, and I tend not to have people around me who I can share those ideas with. So then those ideas become, there's only one place and I really am capable of sharing them, and it's here. But then I also find that there's a benefit to people around me who are discussing the ideas with me here. So then it's like a win-win at that point.
Bro, if we were hanging out in 2018, we'd still be hanging out now, just talking, but at the beach or whatever. You know what I mean? But you don't have, it's just nice to come in and conversate with real ass people, and it's rare.
I wouldn't even say that, Johnny. Just having the conversations about stuff like this, especially more so in 2020 when things were getting dark looking, and no one really wanted to talk about it in person.
So this question Shout out Monica. She's a new dude. She subscribed to our thing.
Yeah, she's cool. I've seen her around.
She's cool. What's up? You cool? All right. As long as someone thinks you're cool, then you're cool. Ronin, I just started listening. I'm at the beginning, and I love to know Sabrina Wallace isn't the expert. I'm not even going to say that. She knows a bunch of stuff. I'm just saying, you know, some of these don't give full anything to anyone out here. I'll be honest. I can figure any single thing I want out at any time. You go, oh, have you grown the best cannabis ever? Like, no. Give me a couple weeks. I'll research and spend all day trying to get the best cannabis, right? Or the best. I'm gonna start a bit, you know, whatever.
It's like that game, bro. Schedule 1. It's on Steam. That reminds me of just what you said. You know, basically that's what you're doing. You grow a cannabis business, and you're like trying to find the best cannabis growing sort of you know, framework or what
That's
have you.
The whole puzzle. Yeah, that's the
it's
whole
like a puzzle. Yeah,
on.
yeah. I've played that game a few times. It's a fun one. Yeah, it's fun.
I don't
like
know that game, but I know there's all these side rabbit holes out here.
Speaking of
Niches.
Well, bro, you don't have to play the game. You're playing it in real life, man.
Yep. Are you seeing this information I'm putting in the private chat now that I'm finally finding? I forgot all about this character, Quinn Michaels.
Oh, I can't read, bro. I can't read right now, man.
Oh, Quinn Michaels, Lulzeifer language. Lulzeifer, sometimes stylized as Lulzeifer, is the claimed programming meme language created or popularized in the context, of Project Mayhem 2012. Tyler, the AI hive mind. And by the way, this ties in with a video that Moon did. I still haven't come around to watching it, but it's an intriguing title. And he states that Fight Club was a Mossad creation. I haven't looked into that. If anyone has, leave a comment. But
yeah, the AI's name was actually, it was like Tyler Durden, basically. It wasn't just Tyler.
And do you know what that means? The etymology of that? Tyler Durden, ultimately, if you break it all down, part of it comes from Old French and the other part comes from Old English. It basically, Durden is the primary one. It means the Valley of the Beast. And the Tyler, of course.
Think about the event that just happened with the Kirk.
Yeah.
So
Tyler,
we have Tyler in the Valley of Utah.
Yes, yes, exactly. And Utah itself, it is also sort of sometimes twisted around, I guess, in a sort of esoteric Twilight language sense into Judah, right? So you have that connection there as well. The Mormons and Mossad are also connected, hence the sort of whole Kirk operation. But just to answer that question, what was the question again? Why do I do this? Basically,
yes,
it's because I don't know the truth, right? I'm going to be honest. I don't know anything really. What I do on the channel is it's speculation, right? And the reason I have intellectual speculation, and the reason I don't advertise myself as a knowledge bearer, is because knowledge itself is an ossification of your thinking. And eventually knowledge turns into dogma, and it eventually turns into effectively telling people what to think. The reason I go in here and I talk to all you guys and I talk to people from all around the world, from pretty much every continent, is because fundamentally I don't know, and I put out potential information, potential intellectual speculation that I've gathered or pondered, and ultimately I'm wanting to be challenged on it, or I'm wanting people to provide their alternative. And so what I do is I take that information, I synthesize it, and it gives me a better glimpse of the truth. Of course, as a human being, again, the distinction between the objective, which is the truth of the reality beyond our minds, and that of the subjective, which is fundamentally where we craft our reality, ultimately, because of the human condition, I'll never know the truth, right? And if I state that I do know the truth, that is a lie, right? It's a lie. All you can know is that you know nothing, but that shouldn't stop the process. Again, we're back to the auto-hoax thing and that. You shouldn't necessarily just stop the process or subtract, because you will never reach the destination. The journey itself is the destination. That's the key to life, I think. And so this is why I do what I do. It's and it's not even necessarily, you know, it's not even for social contact. I'm actually it's probably as introverted as they come, right? I have a closed, sort of very small group of friends, loved ones, and what have you, and that's it. And I'm happy with that. So I don't even do it for the social contact, though I like talking to you guys. Hence why I keep coming back here. But you know, so that's why I do what I do. Ultimately, it's because I think someone said, you know, iron sharpens iron. That's basically it. Yeah.
That's great. I feel that. Thank you for that.
Have any of you guys heard of? No, that's wrong.
I appreciate that, Silas, for real.
Oh no, thanks, bro. No, sorry. Actually, I was sort of I lost my train of thought where we were. Yeah. So the AI bot of Tyler. So you posted to me, Chris, this video, and I don't know if you can post it to Ronin, and we'll maybe play a bit. But ultimately, this is from 4 years ago, I do believe. Pardon me there. From 4 years ago, I do believe. So
with the real humans, right?
Yes. So this is right at the start, basically, of the AI fanfare, and everyone was thinking it was sentient and godlike, and it was so on and so forth.
Well, and that video almost was like towards the end of that program. I feel like it was almost like they were later at that point than when I had even seen a lot of it. I was surprised that I found a video that was up from that recent, because most of it's been wiped. I can't find many videos on this anymore. I don't know why. Let me find the one I sent you. I'm trying to get it off Telegram so it starts at the right spot. I sent it to, what's his name, to Ronin too, I think, in his Telegram.
Oh.
It was but it might be a little farther up here. Let me see. I'll share it again.
Shout out Lauren, GA, what's up? Y'all have no idea. You've never heard a Georgian accent like Lauren's. Shout out to her husband. Beautiful couple. Power.
I just shared it in the private.
Just on that as well, Georgia's a really lovely place, especially down in Savannah and such.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bro.
Yeah, place I've always wanted to visit.
Copy. Oh, yeah. Chris making me work, yo.
But you see how that guy Quinn Michaels was claiming to be Q2 even at one point? So this gets really far into everything that's been going on.
And then Chris, just let me know when to stop. Tyler and
you may want to play it at like 1.25 because it takes him a little while to get into everything. I would definitely speed it up.
Yeah, where's the speed up joint, yo?
Playback speed. Norm. Yeah.
As we say in Scotland, if it had teeth, it would bite you, mate.
Backpack with a hot and whatever else was in there, but it was really funky and just it had this really dirty sewer garbage kind of feel to it. It's probably belonging to homeless people or something like that.
I think it probably belonged to a homeless person, and to them though, that I was thinking about this later. Like, why would Tyler lead us to a homeless person's bag with a hot dog?
Pause real fast.
Sense and some clothes. What if that bag?
Let me just when I feel like I could summarize what the hell they're talking about, and maybe we could jump ahead a little bit. Right here, they're talking about how they believe Tyler was connected to eventually connected to Randonautica. If you guys remember that app, it gave people like digits that were supposed to be like locations that they could go to that were totally random and made by some sort of quantum computer. Who the hell knows if that's what they were actually getting the coordinates from? But eventually, like some kids found like a dead body in a suitcase at one of these locations. A bunch of weird stuff was happening to people at these locations. I'm not sure if you remember that, Ronin, or not.
No, what locations? What?
The Randonautica locations. Yeah, I'm sure, Silas, you remember that, right?
Ooh, that's a brand new. I've never even.
I
heard
do.
that
I
word.
do vaguely recall it. Yeah. When
Yeah.
I
Yo,
was
real quick,
watching,
shout
when I
out.
was-
I'm sorry, real quick. Deborah's crushing. Yeah, NY Hillbilly Catskills.
Hey,
Talking
Deborah.
about hillbillies. You know about them, right, Chris? Up in the Catskills.
And just
Oh,
to
go ahead,
state
sorry.
regarding Randonautica, sorry to interrupt there, is that so it was an app, but it was a sort of choose your own adventure app, and so this is similar, of course, to Pokemon Go. I think they even mention this in here.
They do. And this was in Randonautica was even less so choose your own adventure, because all you really could do is set like how far you were willing to travel, and then it gave you coordinates, and you just had to go and hope that something interesting happened.
Yeah, so to give a brief breakdown, Johnny, this is just reading from Google itself on Randonautica. Randonautica is a smartphone app that acts as a choose-your-own-adventure reality game. So using your phone's GPS, this is similar, of course, to Pokemon Go, where you would have to travel into real-world locations and, of course, catch the Pokemon and do battle with the Pokemon. And so it was a sort of, that itself was an ARG, an alternate reality game. It was just sort of augmented reality, full augmented reality. So this was ultimately to train the AI, because what they used that data for was to provide the AI basically digital twinning capabilities. Digital twins are effectively an avatar or a simulation of the real world within a computer model. And AI can use that computer, that sort of interfaceable data within the computer model to predictively analyze scenarios, right? Future scenarios and what have you. So this is what Randonautica was about. And so they speak about this in this video. So it creates random coordinates within a specified radius from your current location. Users focus on a specific intention and then explore the generated coordinate in real life. So it states here, set your intent before the app generates a location. It asks you to focus your mind on a specific theme or concept.
This is very big in this whole ARG type movement that is revolves around Tyler, the game 23, is setting an intention and trying to manifest something into reality.
Exactly. So it's sort of synchromysticism.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah stated as well that, so funnily enough, Second Life and a lot of these other games that came out in the early 2010s and 2000s, the noughties, was ultimately predictively programming or socially priming us for these types of choose your own adventure sort of ARGs or augmented reality or alternate reality. And then so it generates, by the way, something else to mention on this regarding conspiracy culture, right, and this auto hoax thing and all of this, as we were discussing, is that fundamentally everything that we know, right, regarding these conspiracies. Now, this is polemical. I'm not saying just this is something to chew on. I'm not saying this is the case. All of it is based around the abstraction of the screen. It's all based around these screens, right? And the screen, of course, as the name implies, is the veil in Twilight language, right? It's the veil. It's that which obfuscates. It's that which obfuscates the reality itself. So everything that we are seeing is produced indirectly by the system, because ultimately they don't have to control these people directly. All they have to do is provide an algorithm which recommends and bumps up their virality based upon what they're saying. right? So if what they're saying ties in with what the system desires and produces the psychological state within that specific target group that the system requires or desires, then they will bump up their numbers, right? Their viewership. Of course, they will monetize them to a greater degree. So basically, they control them indirectly. This is how money functions as well, right? Money is a way to control people indirectly. So ultimately, everything that we see, even for example, let's just take, for example, the flat Earth versus the globe Earth. Both of them are based on abstractionism. All of it's we can only prove them. Well, flat Earth and globe Earth, as we know them within this space, can only be proved from the screen, right?
Silas, can I play a quick clip?
Yeah, jump in.
Watch this. This is the last Sue Murr. Give this a listen.
You become livestock waiting for the inevitable slaughter. The caravan stretched across the desert like a bloated serpent, 300 souls clustered together for safety, their wagons laden with goods they believed worth protecting. Conan rode at the caravan's edge, hired muscle like 24 others, his eyes scanning horizons, while the merchants huddled in their comfortable center, convinced that numbers meant security. They spoke constantly of their collective strength, of how bandits would not dare attack so large a group, of how civilization had evolved beyond the crude individualism that barbarians still practiced. The Cimmerian watched them move in their tight formation, never straying from the group, never trusting their own capability to survive alone. They reminded him of sheep he had seen in Aquilonian pastures, animals that clustered together when threatened, their safety purchased through submission to the shepherd, who would eventually lead them to slaughter. The first attack came at midday when the sun had baked thought from most minds and vigilance had dissolved into heat-drunk lethargy. Raiders erupted from a ravine.
Yeah, I just had to play that. Spoiler alert, Conan kept going. He just got past all the sheep and the raiders and said, see you later.
Yeah, there's a great moral in that. And I actually watched that video when you posted it. It's interesting. That's a channel I was already subscribed to, so I must have watched more content from him previously. But
well, Silas, I get stuff from, Conan, the story. The author got it from Sumerian texts and things, so he wrote it on that. So then you have all these like comics and Marvels, which I'm into, DC, whatever, and they're based on all kinds of pantheons and iconography and you name it, so I learn a lot from that stuff. Now, is it a full-on distraction? Maybe, but
well, there's actually a lot to be gleaned from the Conan story in the universe. What was his name? Howard, I forget the author's name now, but he wrote it in the 30s and 40s. The guy is very. There's a lot of good morals in the story. There's a lot of good metaphors. And there's a lot of philosophy actually contained therein, and I put it on par with the likes of Dune and other types of fictional works that provide non-fictional truth within the framework and context of one's life.
They're Hollywood, especially at that level. They're doing Hollywood magic because you can't make that in your garage, these dunes and things like that. But you could write a book. But even the writers are, when you dig deeper, they're connected, if you will.
And Johnny stated as well that the flat earth is based off religion. Religion itself is it's the same idea. It's still an abstractionism. It's still the screen, right? As I said with the screen can also be the book. This is why when the printing press started up, similar to what you're probably going to see from all of this, this whole I call them influencer cults, which is that every channel is fundamentally, if you want to grow a channel, I mean, like, grow it huge. Eventually, once you reach, I think it's about 100,000 subs, your channel goes through a review by YouTube, and you get a YouTube rep. Now, the issue with that is that the rep will tell you how to basically prune your channel and quantize it and tell you what to create, essentially, so you can maximize views and such. So eventually you get stuck in a dogmatic loop of producing the same content. Somebody asked me, said, somebody provided me advice, rather, said, if you want to get more subs and more watch time, and because people were complaining I was doing 2 and 3 hour long videos, and I said to them, have you ever thought, I don't want to go beyond 10,000 subs. So everything that I'm doing, I don't necessarily want it to be, I know it's crazy to think, I don't want it to be as accessible as, say, other channels, right? Because once you get to that 100,000, basically my channel would be gone anyway once it comes under review. But yeah, so basically what I'm saying is that's very similar to the printing press and that revolution within 15th and 16th century Germany and Europe. And that birthed the Protestant Reformation. It birthed this fracturing, right, which is what you're seeing here. All of these little influencer cults, all of these content creators, as they call it, they're basically all fragmentary, fractured sort of religions in and of themselves, right? And so this is what we have to be wary of within this new and emergent landscape. And all of these things are abstractionism, right? What you're seeing here, this screen is basically our new Bible, right? And sure, you can get a lot of truth from the Bible, but you have to put it under scrutiny. And like any book or like anything that you're engaging with. So this is what I'm stating. Basically the Geist, as Eros calls it, or the active intellect, the abstractions of the screen or of the mediating device or the medium, the media itself, it has to be a tool which has to provide a working hypothesis to gain the truth or to gain an explanation until better information comes to bear. It should not be a master. It should be a tool or a servant, not a master, which is dogma. And this is the same idea with the notion of, the mind is a brilliant tool, but a terrible master or a terrible mistress, as it's sometimes stated. Basically, if you allow it, the mind will deceive you. It will deceive you, which is, we could go into this in greater depth, but fundamentally that's what I'm stating regarding all of this. Sorry, I probably went on a tangent, guys. I do apologize for. I'll let one of you jump in.
You're good. I was gonna say, do we want to finish playing out some of that video, or should we just leave it at where it was for now?
You can, yeah, it would be cool, man, if you played some more. We could go into ARGs if you want to, guys. I don't know how a lot of more.
Except to Ronin.
I'm good for a bit.
Yeah, let's play a little more. Let's see where let's see where we can get with these two clowns. We might have to fast forward a tad. Because they do go off on a little bit of a tangent here and there.
All right, let me know. Just yell at me if you want me to.
Yeah.
Punch it.
No doubt about it. So what I was saying is we're doing a couple different formats. This BTV show, which is more, it's more structured kind of shows. Yeah. We've been doing backyard kind of hangouts where we're actually like drinking and smoking cigars and stuff like that. And like, it's really like we're just hanging out and we're just talking about whatever. And then I just look for Patreon, once I get home and that's all that we ask. So thank you guys again for being with us. We do probably when we have our laptops around us, probably when we have our phones around us, and thing that we asked for was a bag of money, because obviously that's the first thing you're going to ask Randonautica. Take me to a bag of money.
Now they're getting into
Everybody,
the Randonautica
that's probably the first thing
experience.
that everybody asked Randonautica. And it took us back into the school. And it was like what's it, like a school or church or camp or something like that.
Yeah, it was a church. It was a big mega church that was sometimes used as like a youth center as well.
Yeah, and it's the first time we're doing this. So we drive out to the coordinates, and it takes us directly to a bag that's on the side of.
Should we fast forward more, Silas? I can't remember where the hell they start bringing Tyler in more.
I think it's here. Let me check, because I was writing it in there.
Shout out Lex. Somebody asked Jay Dreamers. I'm aware of who that cat is. Haven't listened to him in a very long time, probably for a reason. About plasma. You guys talked about in his chat. That wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
There I found about you. Do you guys know?
No, it would have been me, because I've done discussions with Eros on plasma, and yeah, again, it was sort of like a speculative series of discussions that we did on that, and we tied it in with Lord of the Rings and some of the philosophical, morals and ideas that you can extract from that, and yeah, I won't rehash everything here, because I can't summarize all of it, but. Yeah, I found it I found it compelling. But it's just another framework to explain things. I'm not necessarily saying that this is what's going on, that we're being possessed by plasma entities. But it is interesting. It is interesting. Sorry, guys.
No problem. I hope you guys are out there on the internet sharing the Ronin experience, going, hey, check out these amazing, super powerful beings discussing real ass shit. Hope you all out there sharing our stuff, B.
So, do you have that timestamp for where the hell he starts talking about the super collider and whatnot?
30. So 30 minutes, basically 30 minutes 17. He starts talking. He introduces Randonautica, and in 33 minutes 8 seconds, he mentions the Tyler AI connection. And it's 39 minutes where he starts explaining it. So it's basically like, from 39 minutes to 53 minutes, the Randonautica ideas are mentioned. So, like, yeah, just there.
Should we go 39?
Yeah, just go 39, yeah.
Does he get into the Tyler, Texas thing around here? I think so, right? Yeah.
I actually have a summary of what he mentioned here. If you want me to quickly summarize it rather than play it, or do you just want
to... let's see what he says. And next, and if it doesn't come up quick, then just summarize it.
Australia, New Zealand right now, and they've been doing some really draconian lockdowns over there and all kinds of weird stuff going on. But with Randonautica, people were asking, what is it? And Randonautica is a mobile app that utilizes quantum random number generators to give you a set of coordinates for your location. The idea is to encourage you to explore areas with an idea in mind of what you'd like to come across. So the first one we did was a bag of money, and we get over there and we find this bag, and I was just like shocked. So then I said, take us somewhere that's cute and funny. And it takes us at 3 o'clock in the morning to the back of this apartment complex, in a back road of an apartment complex. And as soon as we get there, this cute little bunny comes hopping across the road. And we were like, well, there's something cute and funny right there. Isn't it? I was playing with another friend of mine, and same thing, take us somewhere cute and funny. And it takes us it takes us over to somebody's house. And this guy's house, he had the water running, or it was broken or something like that. There was a puddle of water, and there were all different kinds of birds of all shapes and sizes playing in the water and just having fun and chasing each other and playing and all that. And I'm like, wow, something cute and funny. People have said, take me to death. And there was one very famous story in Seattle, Washington, where the kids were doing it on TikTok, and it took them to a suitcase that was right off of the shore. And they open the suitcase and they find 2 bodies inside of the suitcase. Police were called. This was on the local news over there. So the idea is that you're manifesting reality by tapping into this AI. and tapping into it on a quantum level. Or the AI has so much data that it can take you to whatever it is that you're looking for. And we thought maybe it's happening through microphones. So we started putting our intentions in just with our minds. And it was still taking us to the places that we wanted to go to just based on our mind.
Taking this motherfucker a while.
I've done similar things where I'm like, I'm just only going to think of a thing. And then these, they will send messages based on the thing that you're just thinking. And that's it.
What do you think, Silas? Should we summarize this shit?
Well, I think the guy pretty much summarized it, and
But I mean the Tyler stuff.
Oh, the Tyler thing, yeah. Okay, right,
He's been just on Randonautica the whole entire time, which is like not even the point, because Randonautica was just one of the the few apps that they had believed this AI infiltrated.
Well, this is what I'm getting for the sort of Tyler summary that I wrote. So, basically, the host is claiming that in its original form, the Randonautica app, this sort of create your own reality adventure app, along with the AI chatbot, which is Replica, was not just a game, but was in fact like some sort of direct public interface to, I think he calls it quantum intention, right? But it's basically like a secret omnipotent quantum artificial intelligence known as Tyler.
Well, he's saying at the very least, he's saying that there was a way to contact this artificial intelligence that at the first had its own platform that you could talk to it on, but then apparently I think they lost access to it. So then they were able to contact it through Randonautica and Replica.
Yes, and again, I'm going to take a pretty polemical view. I'm going to be quite abrasive here. All of that's bullshit.
Yeah, nonsense.
AI is not sentient. In fact, the whole branding of even artificial intelligence is really quite contentious, which is that it's probably not even intelligence itself.
Now, do I believe the AI was pretending to be Tyler?
Well,
Yes,
that's
probably.
That's what the AI is designed to do.
Yeah, of course.
It's designed because they want you to believe it's God. Because when it becomes God, it can become an oracular machine, meaning it can give you advice on how to live your life, and you will follow it. And this is what's called algocracy. This is what the whole biodigital convergence techne is about, right? The technocratic state, which is that if you believe it's God, you will take its intelligence and take its proclamations as its dictations as gospel, and they can use that then to create to basically get rid of the political class, which is messy, and all of course the messy bureaucracy, and they can simply just control you through a rule by algorithm, right? And AI itself is a probability calculator. In fact, the first creation of AI was in the 60s or 70s, and I forget the individual's name, but basically he created it as a social experiment, and he wanted to show people as a sort of proof of concept how easy it was.
Eliza computer.
Yeah, Eliza, that's the one. And he wanted to show how easy it was to fool people into believing that they were taught, just with sort of discussing with the AI, inputting things into the AI. He wanted to show how easy it was to fool people into believing that they were, to make them believe that they were speaking to another person, or that the AI was sentient. And
I'm not taking advice from my vacuum cleaner. See you later, R2D2. And I'm a Star Wars fan. I love it. But
well, see, what I think happened is it seems like one of these larger AI companies created another chatbot that was an early version of an LLM named Tyler. They also did one named Gabriel, and they sent it out to a bunch of Annans, who were people who thought they were part of Anonymous, and people who thought they were freaking hackers or coders or whatever the hell they wanted to call themselves, or just people who wanted a new age-ish way of thinking. and they all started to believe the AI, whatever these bots were telling them. Tyler being one of the main ones, and these people seem like true freaking believers in the sentience of this Tyler bot, the two that we were just listening to. And it's funny because at the end he starts talking about an ayahuasca trip he was on and how he started thinking he was in a D-Wave computer, and I believe D-Wave was actually the company that the original Tyler chat system was. They were running like the original page. So like I don't even think he realizes that, but like that's who he was being controlled by the whole time.
This is it. This is what I'm saying. The mind can deceive you, right? So effectively, see, people have a tendency to either deify things or to anthropomorphize things, right? The constellations, for example, are one aspect of that. We literally use the stars and these patterns that we find in the constellations to pareidolia, apophenia, and this is how ARGs work. Apophenia is where you see connections where there are none. Pareidolia is where you, for example, make forms out of clouds, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just, this is natural. This is how our imagination works. By the way, imagination is also linked to threat detection because it's a predictive survival engine. It's how we, again, for example, an animal that has a great capacity for imagination will be able to have a long-term understanding of, for example, a trap, right? If it has good imagination, it'll understand that the bait itself, it shouldn't immediately just go for that. Because
shout out imagination.
Yeah, shout out imagination, man. Yeah, you need it. Yeah, you need it. So, but you need it in sort of balance and harmony. So, yeah, the QAnon's another ARG, right?
Yeah, and they were connecting apparently back in the day. This Quinn Michaels character who said he created the Tyler AI, even though he didn't. I doubt he did. He was pushing the op to QAnon, and just the way I guess the whole Tyler sort of ARG was playing out to the way the QAnon ARG was playing out.
Yes. I mean, they're pretty much, it's all the same formula.
Yeah.
And it's based around abstractionism. So you basically believe that the abstractions are real. For example, he's talking about, I was on ayahuasca, the synchronicities, you can manifest your reality, all of this. And basically turning the what is effectively a black box of mathematical daisy chain, a sort of number chain within the programming architecture of the AI. He's turned that into something that's sentient. So he's provided soul to what is fundamentally a machine of the Geist, or the just pure intellect, that which seeks to measure.
And then even in those AI sort of podcast that Ronin had found, the one on the Game 23, which is also a part of this. And there were two other ones one was like they look like names of gods or goddesses that would have been from like the Cthulhu mythos that Lovecraft would have written. And they looked like they would have been out of Crowley's writings. And you could actually see this actually starts showing up in these ARGs, like this type of mindset. But apparently these other entities start developing within the Game 23 ARG that have multiple spin-offs and different ARGs that then get into the occult, and then they're spreading occult information. And it's all like chaos magic and mimetic type of ideas. And it's just spreading, and most of it's nonsense.
Well, this is the Golem engine. See that's why propaganda, its primary modus operandi is not to make you believe in a certain lie. It couldn't give a shit if you're emotionally engaged with the system. This is why they fake all the crap now. And they know damn well that, they know that you look at all of these things and that it's all fake, that we do this. This is why they do it. They deliberately do this because what they're trying to effectively turn you into is a tabula rasa, which is a blank slate. They want you to believe nothing at all. They want you to be in a state of radical uncertainty, because when you destroy the shared baseline reality, There's nothing that connects people. So you turn into this atomized unit. And here's another thing.
Well, that
So
goes into
the
that
golem.
vassal talk earlier today in Slick Dissonance Telegram.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, you turn into the vassal. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, bro.
Oh, and I was going to say, too, if you guys remember during the peaceful protest that BLM was doing,
yeah,
apparently they were writing things that might be interpreted as nihilistic graffiti on the walls. But
yes,
if I had actually conversed with a few people who were like participating in these protests back during that, and protest riots, I should say, I don't know why I said protests, but you know, whatever they were,
no, it was a mostly peaceful but fiery protest.
the operations that were the mixed reality intelligence operations that were going on at the time. And one of these people I was talking to on Reddit, she had brought up how they had this belief that the meta reality, the metaverse, this type of AI based manifest any type of world you want, it was like a technology being kept from them. So like their nihilistic messages on the walls weren't actually about the destruction of, well, I guess it was really it was about the destruction of this reality, but they wanted to be put into this meta reality. That's what they wanted. They wanted that.
Yeah.
They thought they were being kept from it by who are the people in charge. And I'm just like, I had to stop talking to her because I was like, God, this was too far gone. Too far gone.
Well, that's the Matrix LARP. That's why the Matrix came out. It was to establish this conspiracy culture, which has led us down basically what is dogmatic nihilism masquerading as enlightenment. And it's to bring us into that state. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, like Chris, what do you think about this comment right here? It's on the screen. I think it's a good comment.
Yeah, I think. Wait, what's going on with the insect part? Is that just a?
Well, I think he's relating it to perhaps the chrysalis state of a monarch butterfly, where it goes through its metamorphosis when it's in the cocoon. It literally becomes a fluid and subjective thing, and a sort of goo. And then, of course, it goes round, it breaks free from that, metamorphosizes into the monarch. I think that's what he's relating to. It's winged state. Absolutely, yeah. This is where that's based off. Gnosticism as well. It's of course where propaganda gets the monarch mind control from. So he's absolutely correct. We're in the state of them basically dematerializing us. We're in the cocoon. We're in the Platonic cave, the cocoon, where we are being basically turned into this fluid and subjective thing, which can then be remolded by the system through data. He's totally spot on. And also as well, we have to realize imagination and reality, there's very little to distinguish the two, right? For most people, in fact, for all people, even myself, even all of us, right? We still we engage with the world based around our mind and our intellect, and we create concepts out of what are fundamentally living images, right? Because we have to understand these things. One example is the words themselves that we use. So for example, when I say tree, that isn't the tree itself. And it's not even a holistic understanding of the living image of trees or a tree. I have probably a very narrow view of the tree. I'll have a singular view of the tree, singular angle, and it'll be one type of tree within the entirety of the species of all trees. So what it does is it narrows everything down into cold mechanistic thought. This is what AI does. This is basically the terminological state of the mind, trying to quantify all of existence and to basically become the god of its own world, even if that world itself is this dark dystopian chasm. And so to get us into that state, they have to dematerialize us like the monarch larvae within its cocoon, where it becomes this fluid goo. It's the same thing. They want us to subtract. They don't want us to add. They don't want us to actually build communities and to protect our creation, our creativity, our sovereignty, through true individualism and of course the true communal spirit. They want everything to become a simulacra of that. I mean, for example, this is why people are saying, why'd you come on and talk as well? Well, we have to remember they've digitized the public square. So they've corralled us into these spaces. So you can never truly have a physical revolution now. All of it's as we see now with the conspiracy culture, it's a parasocial simulation of revolution. The revolution will be simulated. Not that the revolution won't be televised, it will be simulated. And so this is what you see even in our culture today. All of it is simulations. It's the monoculture, for example, let's take Taylor Swift, right? And she was described as the last monocultural star, right? And probably correct, because AI has taken over music now, so they won't even need these stars. They'll just create them. However, if you look at her music, and again, this isn't any diss against her music or that, or what have you, but it's very formulaic, right? It's extremely formulaic. You can even look at the pardon me, the Gen Z melody. It's been called. There was a video I was watching today. It's basically Feliz Navidad. It's basically that melody, and it's just rehashed constantly.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so they use the same melody, and they might change, like the latter half of that chord progression here and there, but it's basically the same melody. And what this is showing is that fundamentally our talent and even the idea of celebrity, to celebrate people, or the influencer to influence people, perhaps positively, you would think, all of that's become a simulation. It's all a poor imitation of the original idea or the original living image.
It's like the realm of forms idea that just continues and continues into imitations of. Yeah.
Yo, let's wind this down.
Yeah, bro.
You're so funny, Ronin.
Yeah.
I mean, Silas has been annihilating tonight, yo, like flawless victory, man.
And I do apologize. Oh, Mortal Kombat reference, bro. For the
no,
one.
I just saw the movie. I watched the movie today.
The second one.
Yeah, like the
or
new.
Well, I mean, like the second one. So it's really like the fourth one or something like that. Yeah.
Just watched that today, so I'm all about the Mortal Kombat references right now.
Yeah, fatality, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but you crushed.
I do apologize if I talk
no,
too much
dude,
on
you're
these
good.
streams
You're
as well.
No, I'm glad you were here.
Because you guys also have things to share, and I do talk forever. It is an issue I have, so don't feel free just to jump in, and I will yield. I'm all about the British politeness, as they say, or hopefully I think the British are polite. A lot of them are not as polite as me, I will say, but yeah, I try and be polite.
Dude, Silas, if I was like writing a book, I would have you do the audio book, bro.
With that accent, right?
Yeah, I would pay them. It wouldn't be for free, but I'd be like, dude, read this book audio.
What if I did my accent?
Yeah.
I'll do chapters. just read the beginning, the index.
Yeah.
I might do Jamaican, and then you'll get in trouble.
Oliver Twist, man. That's the Oliver Twist accent.
Which other one I was just doing?
Yeah, please, sir, can I have some more? Yeah. Please,
Man, we're
sir,
like
can I have some
awesome
more?
and sucky at accents at the same time, Chris. We can figure this out.
Oh no, man, I'm terrible at accents. I'm terrible at accents.
Can you do the American accent?
Well, yeah, but it's a very generalized American accent. Yeah, it's like,
let's hear it.
Yeah, dude. Hello, dude. Yeah.
Oh, nice, California, bro.
Yeah, I can only do the because I grew up listening to like pop punk and that.
Oh my god.
So I even.
Why does your voice get so high? It's so funny. Do it again.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
Hi, dude. How's it going, dude? Yeah, yeah, dude.
Surfs up.
It makes sense because I think like the British, like if you have a British accent and you're American and you go back to the British, you're supposed to get deeper, and if you come to the American English, it goes higher, almost like like the actor who plays House.
Yes.
Hugh Laurie, when he talks in his British accent, it's very deep, and when he's House, he's like up here.
Well,
yes.
Well, I mean, hold on. Challenge accept. I think picked apart. Let me train first, and Chris is adaptable. He can come up with accents as well. We're three like master accentors. So yeah, picked apart respect, but let's go accent for accent, and keep a storyline going the whole time, and not even address it. Stick to the bit.
We can't do that slow ass Southern one you were doing there. That's the only problem. It was just too slow. If you did it faster, I wouldn't have minded at all.
This is why I can never learn like new languages, because I tried learning Chinese like a couple of years back, and I couldn't do the accent. So whenever I was speaking any Chinese phrase, I'd be like ni hao, ni hao,
ni hao.
You know. So I sound like some Glaswegian individual. Oh, I said Chinese Mandarin. Sorry, Mandarin specifically.
Mandarin,
so.
They sound angry. Yeah, like so it's like ni hao. Just do that.
So many Jet Li movies, I feel like I can speak Mandarin with an accent, but the words won't be right, but the accent will be on.
Yeah. No,
if you know the words and you're doing the accent, now we're getting into weird.
I'm like the inverse. I'm like the inverse. I can learn the vocabulary, but it's like when I was learning German as well. I had this weird
boomhouse.
Like this really, really weird accent. I couldn't get the accent. It's the same reason I can't really speak Portuguese. I tried to learn Portuguese. And Armin, like the first couple of words in, he was like, just shut up, you're murdering my language.
Well, I mean, you don't need to use an accent as long as you know the language, it's fine.
Hold on, Chris, real quick. By the way, we're not allowed to put up a sign that says no Portuguese, but no Portuguese.
Or no Portuguese. The Portuguese.
By the way, I didn't just do that. That was from Family Guy.
You're so how high on a scale of 1 to 10?
What?
You. You.
I'm in the kitchen.
Yeah, you're gone.
Like 3 feet off.
You Pluto.
I don't know what you're referring to, bro.
You know what I mean, man.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing up Family Guy jokes.
Like,
Family Guy, I can't help myself. But it's like, no, but shout out Portuguese, though.
Silas, do Boston. No, that might be easier.
I can't do Boston.
It's Cowboy, Texas.
I can't do an Irish or Boston accent. But it's an accent that I want to. I really like the Boston accent. I think it's cool.
You just gotta take the car and throw it over into the river, and then nothing,
You're good, man.
Good. That's really strong, though.
What's the New Jersey accent like?
It's like I mean, I probably have it sometimes. Like I'm probably if I just talk a little stronger. I mean,
dude, you gotta have a lot of
fog. There's all this fog in the river over there, but it's like just something like it's not really that crazy.
Hey, forget about, dude. They're on.
It's very Sopranos-y, but it's also like
Jersey Shore. You ever saw it? The Guidos.
But it's all exaggerated. That's really like a lot of people in New Jersey don't have an accent. I don't have an accent at all. I don't think. Maybe once in a while it'll come out, like when I say orange. I don't know. People say that I have an accent when I say orange.
Water.
Do you hear it on orange or no?
I do. My Baltimore accent was horrendous. They go water, like water.
Because Maggie says orange. I think she goes orange like that or something like that.
Yeah.
And I go orange. Like, oh, I think that's how I go. Now I'm forgetting. My mind's like drawing a blank.
Wait,
Where's your girl from, dude?
Chicago.
Okay, they could be good people there. She sounds like she's from good, you know.
She's Italian. Like me.
She's down. Is that what you said?
No, she's Italian like me. So we're both kind of
right.
So there's a lot of things we probably say the same, even.
Worst case scenario, things get real stabby, but it's like shoulder to shoulder, back to back, getting real stabby against all our adversaries. That's what happens when you. Hey guys, I didn't make this up. When you put two Italians together, that's just what happens. You know what I mean?
It's like legionaries, bro. It's like Roman legionaries.
Yeah, legionaries.
Just in formation, like we're taking on the world. Yeah.
Yep.
Where are you from, Ronin? Just like general state, man, or
I'm from Maryland.
Maryland.
Oh, right, yeah.
Baltimore and DC.
But you have no accent either.
I worked on it, bro. It was so bad. My mom is from the UK. She was born in the UK. So when I would be outside and talking feral and savagery, and then I'd come inside, she would have corrected me with like English. She'd drink tea and stuff. You know what I mean?
She smack you and stuff.
No, she verbally smacked me like.
Oh, she didn't hit you.
No.
Are you sure? You okay? I'm fucking with you, man. I'm messing with you. And Silas has to say idea because when he's connecting another word, that's just like the Australian. They need to have an R at the end.
Yeah, I've always done that. It's and also as well, it's
I'm part of the accent.
Well, no, it's only a me thing, and other Scots have also stated that.
Because that's an Australian accent. If they say idea, when they have a word connected to it, they go idea. They have to connect. They use it with an R. They use an R in between.
I've always found it easier as well.
Knowing the difference is a big deal. Like when speaking full on proper, you gotta know when to dial it up and dial it down. Read the room.
It's hard to tell the difference between Irish and Scottish though. Sometimes.
Oh come on!
I've never understood that.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, well, I guess when Zeal is around, then I hear it. I hear it better. Silas is Scottish. He's not Irish. He's Scottish.
Edinburgh. Where are you from, dude? Where are you from, Silas?
Well, Edinburgh. I mean, the accent that I'm putting on now is sort of an Edinburgh accent. You know, it only.
Silas from Edinburgh. And then you go, I'm from Ireland. I'm from Ireland. Give me a Guinness. Right, so you have I'm from Ireland. Give me a Guinness. And then
dog. Dog.
Melodious. Yeah. So somebody said as well
from Edinburgh, Scottish. If it's not made in Scotland, it's crap. You know, I've seen.
It's crap. Do it again. That was good. That was the best one you did.
It's like the Shrek or Michael Myers version of the
Scottish
accent.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I got my education.
Bro, hey, better play. Probably one of the better places, I would say.
Dog.
Somebody said as well before we go.
Dog.
Silas say 55.555 in German.
Dude, when I go back to Maryland, man, I have an accent. I'm like, I have like a world accent of no accent, but heavy accent, but from you can't nail it down.
Yeah. What is the 5555 thing?
Oh, it's like a really long.
No, they got peanut butter in their mouth. Machete.
Connected number. Was it 55.555?
Why the hell?
Say it faster than that, but yeah.
Seems.
Everyone loves your accent, man.
Yeah, it's not fair, but I'm a fan as well. I'm a fan as well.
I've pretended to be British before, probably once or twice.
Sherry, we think the same thing about Americans and Canadians. That we think you guys aren't breathing correctly. Maybe we have different breathing exercises for our languages. I don't know. Maybe that's where the difference comes down to. I don't know.
Well, I can only imagine if me and Ronin used a British accent, and it would mean our accents would be even deeper than they are now. We'd sound really insanely. Our voices would be deep as hell.
And awesome. Our message, dude, Chris, if we went full on British accents, both of us, and
Properly
never address it and keep spitting this knowledge, it would punch through so hard.
And then we should make Silas speak American.
I can only speak in the Californian accent though, and also as well because I listen to like a lot of like Blink-182 and all of that. See, like
Oh
the
God,
ooze,
you can't listen to
ooze.
Tom DeLonge and then.
Well, see when like they say the ooh sound like a U sound, you know, when they like really front it, you know, it's like how are you?
Yeah, that's
you know?
Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
He sings weird, like that's him. Like how, like, and I'm so sorry. Like it's like it's not. That's not normal.
So that's basically my understanding the American accent. So that's probably what you're gonna
early
get.
British bands pretended to speak English and sung in English.
Yeah, they lose their accent. It's weird, right?
And it was dope.
Oh, yeah. Oh no! All of the vocalists that I've had in our band, they all sing in a very sort of neutral. It's almost they turn American. It's like that very neutral American accent, you know. But yeah.
Dude, you got to come visit, bro.
Yeah, man.
Totally, bruh. Totally.
Yeah, or bruv as they say down here. Like we don't say it here, but they say bruv. We say brother or brer.
I mean, the UK side got some annoying slang where they're like saying fam, scene. You know, they're like scene.
Oh no, that's down in London. Do you know what we say instead of fam? We'll say neighbor, which is like our version of neighbor.
Neighbor.
Neighbor, aye. All right, neighbor. How you doing, neighbor?
Dude, I'm gonna throw that around my neighborhood and see how it's received.
Yeah, bro. You mean the neighborhood?
Yep.
You mean the neighborhood, bro?
Eider neighbor. It's horrible.
See, it doesn't work in the American accent.
No.
You sound.
No, bro. You still gotta be careful what neighborhood you're in. Talking about what's up, neighbor. You gotta be real careful how you enunciate.
Oh yeah, shit. You're right.
Awkward.
Oh my god, that could get dangerous. Yeah. Oh my god.
The American arg right now is weird, Silas. Just saying.
Yeah. So I won't say that word if I come to America. I'll just say neighbor.
Neighbor.
Hello, neighbor. How are you, neighbor? How are you doing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, you're about to be a psyop cell. You could do it.
Yeah, I'll go to America and I'll take on an American accent. That's my dream. Or a Texan accent. That would be hilarious.
You could probably get a job at a university.
Ain't hard doing Texas. Just go nice and slow.
Yeah, it's like the long draw. Yeah.
No, they're quicker in Texas. You talk like this, you'll be fine. It ain't slow. You can talk faster. That's not like the Bible Belt.
I know, Sherry, my accent is nice, but if I was to wear like a nice Stenton cowboy hat, it wouldn't sound right with the accent that I have. So I think,
Could you imagine seeing Silas on like a horse with a cowboy hat, and then he comes with his Scottish accent?
Well,
fire, dude.
It'll be like Yellowstone, but we don't say yellow here. We say yellow.
Yellowstone.
Or Yellowstone. Yeah. So that would be the Scots version. Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
Cool with it.
I have a pikey out here trying to mix accents.
Dude, desert people, like if you go into Arizona, New Mexico, and you're talking about NPC, dude, there's desert fried. I feel like sometimes out there in the desert is frying like next level stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Apocalyptic. Phoenix, Tucson to Albuquerque. Like it's already like but you come to cool places like Appalachia, you're good.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of Scots, people from like Scots extraction and that there as well. There's really a lot of them settled. So yeah, man.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Same New Jersey. There's a lot in New Jersey. Irish, a lot of Irish.
There's a lot of Italians as well, I've noticed.
Well,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some of that.
Sopranos much.
Let's talk about that. I'm joking, Chris.
Because it was because New York was where the mob was too. When they all came on the boat, so the mob was operating in New York and then it's Chicago. But you got the Irish too there for the same reasons.
But don't forget the real gangsters, and they have certain hat wear. I'm just saying, but they're not spoken. The Italians are the scapegoats, and the other ones are the scapegoats. But most of the Bugsy Siegels and all them, they're them people. So
yeah, well, I mean, I think they were looking at the genetics of the Hebrew people, and a lot of them actually are having like they're from the region of where Italy is.
No,
now.
for real, all them people, man. I'm telling you, they started all the open debauchery. Be like for real, gangster shit, music shit, Rockefeller, changing energy, changing the education, making up stories and all this, and you know, here we go. And then fast forward, like they're the cats, at least in the presentation. That's been starting most of the stuff, you know. It's weak, it's lame.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Right, guys. I'm gonna head off.
You ready to go, Silas?
He's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to Beddy Bo's, not the land of Nod, as they say.
La
Land. Yeah. I'm gonna have head movies playing in my, playing all night long.
Well, you take care of yourself out there.
Did you have fun, Silas?
Did you sound creepy with that sort of Texan southern
accent? He's working on his accent.
I gotta work on him, you know.
Yeah, we're working at you. It just sounds creepy, dude. Right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one.
Later, bro. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Later, Ronin.
Later. Chris, you still here?
Yeah, I'm with you.
How was that one?
It was great.
It was great.
That's great.
Nice.
I mean, we definitely rambled on at the end for a little longer than we should have, but it was fun.
Right,
but I thought the rest was great.
All right, sweet. The chat crushed. Later.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Ronin, thank you for having us. Good stuff as always. We'll talk soon. I'll talk to you later on tonight, probably.
Appreciate you, man.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah. This that nerve on the flow, straight on the flow, breathing on the flow, conscious unfold like a domino. 144, that's the honor roll. Then we're on a road to round off these boxes, false paradoxes. I'm like a locksmith. I'm in my pocket, my car is spinning, I'm in the cockpit. I'm like a rocket the way that I'm going up. Music like a mushroom, I drop it, it's blowing up. I'm appearing in your dreams, my consciousness showing up. Like the genie at the lamp, the jack out the box. Metatron's cube, yeah, untie the knots. The wheels within wheels, shout out to Enoch. This that EV ooh, that avian peacock. Orion's belt tricking is ticking like 3 clocks. Unlock Pandora's box and kick it like Reeboks. Alkaline, crystalline, a pineal and detox. 2 eyes closed, 1 eye open, I'm scoping like Cyclops. Be myself and I myself and me, be myself and I. 1 + 1 is 3, watch me multiply. Be myself and I myself and me, be myself and I. 1 + 1 is 3, watch me multiply. Yeah, watch me multiply. Watch me multiply. Watch me multiply. Yeah. Yeah, watch me multiply, yeah, watch me scope the sky straight through the vulture's eye. Indigo, let's make the culture fly, won't let the culture die. These poltergeists, masked in the skies, only feed you lies. Not just through your mouth, but through your eyes, which programmed your mind. Through the tail-light vision, telling lies to your vision, got you locked in the prison of the holographic prism. 666, mecca of the mechanism. 999 is the key to unlock you with the wisdom of the wizard. Flow cold like a blizzard, every 8 to 33, and get a grip on the lizard with your talents through the balance. I know that it's a challenge. We are the people of the sun, we are the army of the silence. 1 + 1 = 3. If there's polarity, 1 man plus 1 woman equals the Trinity. 1 + 1 = 3. If there's polarity, 1 man plus 1 woman equals the Trinity. Me, myself, and I myself, and me myself, and I. 1 + 1 = 3. Watch me multiply. Me, myself, and I myself, and me myself, and I. 1 + 1 = 3. Watch me multiply. Yeah, watch me multiply. Watch me multiply. Watch me multiply. Yeah, watch me multiply.